Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into session 2 of The Ashes of Winter, which is our A Song of Ice and Fire TTRPG actual play. I'm joined today by Ashton, who is playing two-player characters. Tell us a little bit about these two-player characters you're playing.
The two characters are Corlys Corbray, a noble of the Eyrie. He lost all of his land and all of his family land and his legendary sword, Lady Forlorn. Um, he had
Because
because his father had joined the rebels in the last Blackfire Rebellion.
this takes place in 235 after Conquest.
Sorry, give me just a
No, you're
second.
fine. So that is 26 years after the events of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, if you all just recently watched that. Aegon the Fifth Targaryen is currently king of Westeros.
Yes, those are Jin Sakai's katanas in the background, person in chat. You are correct.
Really good. They're not that big on the screen. Holy
No,
shit.
they're small as
Really
hell.
good eyesight. Holy shit.
And then my second. And last time Corlys got his blade back, and he is doing a mission for Jasper Aaron, the Lord of the Eyrie.
He is currently in the north.
Yes, Jasper is.
You are.
Yeah, the Corlys is in the north.
Corlys is in the north, following an expedition where he was meant to go request from Lord Edwyle Stark food and other such supplies. This is the third party to get sent out, and seemingly the first two were slaughtered by Stark men, which is very out of character for them.
Yeah, it was Zachary and his brother who did the decorating on the back wall here.
Just a bunch of our nerd stuff. It's very cool, and a ton of this stuff is from you or other people that they've given to us.
Yeah.
A lot of the big stuff is my brother, who's a very, very cool person.
Yeah, the only thing I contributed that. Well, I gifted it, so it doesn't count.
Very tiny Cal Kestis in between Orcus and Thimberchod from Dungeons and
And
Dragons.
then wherever the dagger went.
It,
Oh, it's right there. It was just under the katanas.
a very cool dagger next to a remote for a TV, which is so big. It looks like it's coming past your head because of how big it is. It's on that wall, which is perpendicular. That motherfucker too big. One day I'm just gonna put a camera on that bitch and there's a dragon on there and everyone's gonna die.
That'd be so fire, I think. I almost have.
You're fine. We're gonna be starting out with a leveling up for his two characters. One of them warrior and one of them schemer, which are the two classes. Who is your schemer that you're playing today?
His name is Taegon. He is a Targaryen bastard, son of Arya
Aryan
Bright Flame, so a bastard of a bastard.
No, Bright Flame is just a moniker. He's Makar's eldest kid. Which, if you just watch Now the Seven Kingdoms, that's the one that Duncan the Tall. Fuck. But he has currently already passed away by the time that Taegon has came to Westeros to find his father. He is already dead.
Yeah.
How did he die, Ashton?
He got shot by an arrow. Or was it a spear?
I don't know what you're thinking of. He drank wildfire, remember?
Oh, I was thinking the wrong person.
Who did you think?
I was thinking of the guy who came for us.
Oh, no. So, yeah, Taegon and his sister Amalia were contacted by Ulrich Dane, who is a member of House Dane. And Taegon and Ashton learned this at the same time. An uncle to Aegon, the kids, and all of them, because Makar's wife was, in fact, a Dane. But Ulrich Dane, unfortunately, passed away moments after you met your grunkle. And sent both you and your sister to Westeros to find Egg, who is currently... He just called him Egg, but Egg is currently King Aegon V of his name. And you're helping him... I don't think Taegon knows how much he's helping him with right now. Just that there is vipers in his court, is how he characterized it. And you're attempting to find out...
And he has told me that one of them, the current ruling Lannister, is one of the presumed snakes.
Okay. Lord Gerald Lannister, who is currently Master of Coin. If you want to keep watching, you guys will find out. I have made an entire small council in Kingsguard for Aegon. We know no members of his small council and no members of his Kingsguard besides Sir Duncan the Tall. Presumably because George is planning to write those books. Because we know some of the names of the future books, and the names are like the Kingsguard, the Lord Commander. So there's definitely going to be jumps, and I imagine the last of the 12 planned books would be their deaths. So it's not like it's The first 2 books are like in the span of a year and a half. They would be. So I said this last episode. This will get contradicted. Whether these novels are posted posthumously or season 4 or onward of the show features. They keep talking like it's only going to be 3 seasons. That'd be stupid.
I agree.
There are a ton of moments in Game of Thrones that people loved past the books that were published. That I just don't see why they would do that. They might take a gap because Egg needs to get 30 or whatever.
I think it would be because George does not trust them to go past that point anymore.
I don't know.
He does like money though.
I don't know, brother. George does like money. I don't know. I don't like talking about these things. That makes me sad. So let's level up Taegon, who is currently going by Bolric, and his sister Amalia is currently going by Taisha, right? Trisha.
I'm fine with changing that name though, because it is not Game of Thrones.
I think it fits Trisha because they're Kevin.
Oh, true.
Yeah. You don't think about it, especially with the misspelled names, but there are some very modern names that are spelled fantastically, and we spell Trisha with a Y.
I guess it's mostly just anything biblical isn't in Game of Thrones. Like they're not. I don't.
Vague. There's an
Isaacs.
Aaron, which is Aeron, and Aaron is a biblical name, but Aaron's not an important figure in the Bible. Unless I'm misremembering, it's just an old name. I think he really doesn't care that much, besides the Daenerys and the crazy names.
Yeah, that probably is.
So yeah, we have Harry, which is your cousin. Sorry, Henry is your cousin. Henry Templeton, your maternal cousin. Henry's not a name, but that fits, and he talks about Henry all the time. And he has 2 versions of Edward, Ed Weil, who is the current Lord Stark.
Specifically,
Edward,
Corlys's cousin is Henry Templeton.
Corlys is, like we said, Corlys Corbray. His mother was passed away in birth, Anya Templeton of House Templeton. So your cousins are Harold Templeton, your uncle, and his son Henry Templeton. And then your squire is Waynwood. House Waynwood obtained the lands of House Corbray after your father fell in the last rebellion. After rebelling, what was the Waynwood's first name? Your squire, I have it written down somewhere.
It's
Orson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it written down. Good job remembering.
Well, I didn't. I just had an or. I do have the warrior thing open.
Then we can start with you taking your 3rd level in warrior, and then we'll see Taegon's 3rd level in schemer. I was gonna say, or you can multi-class. You can. I have 2 finished. We planned. This came about very quickly. Well, the only classes that are complete in any manner are warrior and schemer. But if they would obviously be finished if we began a campaign in this world. While you're looking through choices, I'll list every class.
Cool.
The classes are warrior, berserker, schemer, artisan. And I could say the rest of them if it pulled up. Ranger. So using examples, Khal Drogo and Victarion Greyjoy, who you haven't met yet, are berserkers, rangers. That'd probably be Jon Snow. Maybe he's a ranger warrior multi-class, but definitely a ranger. Benjen would definitely be a ranger. The classes are as follows. Gotta get past the ugly ass photo of Jorah Mormont, which is in my TTRPG. Oh yeah, and then the ethnicities are Northmen, Stormlanders, Valemen, Westermen, those obvious ones, but there's some unique ones like Skagosi and stuff. Taegon is a Lycini Valyrian mixed ancestry because your mother was a Lycini prostitute, and then Corlys is a Valeman.
Is Lady Forlorn a reach weapon?
Does it? I believe it is because it's a longsword. I do believe reach is in the descriptor.
Is it at least 10 feet long?
Lady Forlorn, the long... No. If you obtain ice somehow without getting executed, I suppose you could use whatever you're looking at.
Reach weapon fighting, which is a fighting style that you have for warrior, only works if somebody is 10 feet or farther away from you.
You would not be able to make a melee hit with that.
So
unless you wanted to lance, unless you wanted to get into that type of shit. So the classes are warrior, schemer, artisan, berserker, ranger, rogue, scholar, and then God Sworn in mage. Godtorn would be like your Beric Dondarrion, your Thoros of Myr, Makoro, and Mage would be like Varamir Six Skins. You don't need to know who that is yet. He's reading through the books, but the first time you just know there's a Varamir Six Skins going around. But Mage would be like the green seeing, kind of the old gods versus Godtorn would be the new gods, the Faith of the Seven, the Red God, things like that. Just the Red God, actually. I did not mean to say the Faith of the Seven. Up until Another Seven Kingdoms, I had the personal opinion that the Faith of the Seven did not exist, or the gods were not real, because it was fun to be like, oh, they came and pushed away this other deity with a deity they control. But now I like to think that the mother saved Dunk in the Trial of Seven, and that's the name of the episode and the name of the mother. That's the only reason I changed my opinion. I think it's very cool.
It's like that Clone Wars episode that makes you believe in the father,
the father, the sister, and the son, or the daughter, the father, the daughter, and the son.
Yeah. Okay, I've decided I am taking the brawler fighting style, which I will read that for people in chat or watching. If you take the attack action on your turn, or make one or more melee weapon attacks and miss at least one of them, you can use your bonus action to make an unarmed strike with advantage.
Which is good. You just, if you picture it, that's literally very Duncan. Just making attacks, and if you miss one, that open-handed palm slap is amazing. Bah! Bah! Great. Yeah, you took that fighting style. Is that, what else are you doing?
It'll be that, and then...
players in the Song of Ice and Fire TTRPG do not get HP every level up. They have to choose to take that. So like if you upgrade a fighter, you get hit points in whatever your class feature is in D&D 5e. You would have to choose one in this one, because the Song of Ice and Fire TTRPG is a lot more punishing.
And then I am going to gain another D10 of HP.
Cool. So add your durability modifier to that. We use the same 6 stats as D&D 5e, just reskinned with different names. So we have strength, agility, durability, intellect, wisdom, and allure. I don't know why that is the case. What do you can't open
Corliss
character sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, I would just I'll pull it up so I can give you anything and just keep retrying that.
Make a copy.
That Done. Too. Cool, smart. So your durability modifier is +5. So you roll that 10-sided die and add 5, bitch. And make sure you share that updated one with me.
That's not very good. It's going to be a 7 added.
7 more hit points.
Give me just a second.
Additionally, you do not regain all your health from a long rest. If you have a day of rations, you gain a D4 if you consume them on a short rest, and a D8 if you consume them on a long rest. It's tough out here. You should be full HP because you've had a couple of days of rest after you got fucked up at the end of last session, and you have a maester attending to your wounds in the form. You haven't met this man yet, but he has been in your room while you're asleep.
Oh, that's great to know. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It is, I believe you got told by Baelish, who was an ancestor of Peter Baelish, that a maester was attending to your wounds. It is Lord Edwyle Stark's maester, as you are currently in Winterfell.
Okay. Brawler's in there, and then I will now add that 7 HP that I just got.
Cool. And is that the only upgrades you get?
Yeah, I just get 2.
Cool. Then let's go on to Tagon, who gets another level in the Schemer class, and then we can go into the plot from there.
Where did Schemer go? There it is. And then Schemer gets 2 of the following. Okay, cool. What'd you take away? You took something away.
Did I?
I can't remember what you took away, but you took something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What was it?
I don't remember. I was being serious. I think I copied from Warrior, and I left something that didn't make sense. Like, oh yeah, Schemer can get 3 new weapon proficiencies.
That's probably what it was.
That should not be the case. Schemers have very little weapon proficiencies. I will not spoil for you because I don't think it's happened yet, but we found out that Peter is decently good. Littlefinger being an obvious schemer, that is definitely what he would be. He's decently good with a knife. He uses a knife.
I'm just going to take 2d6 HP.
He would be proficient with just a knife. That's probably smart. You had how many hit points last time? You almost got one shot by a bow.
It's not letting me open Tagon either. I'll just make a copy.
Don't know why. I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I assume
you're
not banning me from my own characters.
You have to make a new character. I will say we'll probably see the debut of a new player character. A debut
6
of a new player character next session. because the plot of this has expanded slightly. Don't even know why. Did you make sure to add your durability modifier to both of those? Each of those?
Yes.
Cool. So,
Tag has now more than doubled his health.
how many hit points did he have? Health points did he have before versus now?
He had 8. He now has 17.
That's what I would do too. Right?
I think that's smart too.
Yeah.
It's a very min-maxy, but like.
Well, you've gone from a Pellow House of Lease to the Red Keep.
I would be gaining a lot of beef.
Around the time you got here, a member of the Kingsguard was killed in an alley. So you might have heard that and been like, I need to
get something on me.
I will not elaborate. Just go to the last session if you guys want to hear how Sir Duncan the Tall killed another member of the Kingsguard and hid it.
A character who he made me play in that time without telling me that I was an asshole.
We got that fixed. I got 2 right here for you. And I should have more next session. I was only able to do 2 this session.
No, that's fine.
Cool. Well, if that's it,
all.
Please I guess we'll go over a recap. Last time, Corliss Corbray saved Jasper Aaron from a mountain clansman who had snuck into the Vale in the Eyrie specifically. It is a terrible winter. Ever since 222 AC, I think, around 5 or 6 years, or 6 or 7, the Westeros has been coated in a terrible winter. Egg became king during this terrible winter, and it has been awful on everyone. It will come to be known as the terrible winter. And it's just been awful for everybody in every corner of the world. But specifically, the northern Vale Riverland region has been it's the coldest, of course. Like down in Dorne, they get light snowstorms. It's awful up here. You embarked on a convoy with 3 season nights, or a mini season nights, around 10 or so. 3 of them are now dead, and 1 of them has brain damage. And that is just not just from the ride up here, but from seemingly cranningmen, swampmen attacked you. And this was very surprising news to Brandon Stark, who you found hanging out in the swamp area, one of the members of House Stark, who told you he was married to a cranning woman, Bessa Boggs, and helped escort you to Lord Edwyle Stark. In Winterfell, you found Lord Ned, who's 25 or so, and with a pregnant wife. She is pregnant with a boy that will come to be known as Rickard Stark, father to Ned Stark. And then Artos Stark, you have not met him yet, but we, the audience, have seen him. He is uncle to Ned and kind of just known as a warrior. I forget his title. It's something like Artos the Arrogant or the Assimilant or something. The Implacable.
Whoa.
He is one of the best warriors of House Stark, and he is currently out searching for what the hell's going on. They found dead Starkmen that they didn't know of. They found dead Cranningmen. You guys are getting attacked by Starkmen. They are not aware of what's occurring or why any of these men would be committing seemingly treason. So you have not met Artos, but you have met Lord Edwyle Stark and his 2 cousins, Artos' sons, Brandon and Benjen. Additionally, in tow is that the man you squired for when you were a boy, Xander Egan, who is the man with brain damage, and killed a member of your party who was holding Brandon up and threatening him in a way that you believed was not honorable. And he seems to just be acting erratic. And then Baelish, who is a 50-year-old Dornishman but pale-skinned, and a very good friend to your father, who is dead, is in tow and keeping you safe. I think that is it.
I thought you were saying Baelish was dead for a second. I was like, I missed something.
No. Baelish is currently alive. And then obviously, yeah, Baelish is you guys know that. We have a Lord Ned Stark. We have a Baelish, your Corliss Corbray. We got some ancestors. Some characters from the main series are even already alive. Corliss saved the life of a 17-year-old John Aaron, or a 15-year-old John Aaron, who technically isn't alive for the book, but yeah. So we're around 75 years before. Hold on, how fucking old was John Aaron? Because I did the AT would be what the wiki says, 15.
Yeah, I don't know.
God damn, hold on now. And maybe it had a big range and I just choose an age. I don't know. John, he died? So we're gonna get it's fine. We're gonna can you and then Tagon was found. Tagon, unbeknownst to him, when starting earlier, he knew this. He was Aeryn's kid, and he knew Aeryn, Bright Flame, came from a powerful family, House Targaryen. Aeryn left when his exile for the events of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms was up, and you were left with your mother, Majora or Megora, and then she had a sister with someone who you told all this to King Aegon, Egg, and he seemed to believe that maybe Ulrich Dane was the father of your sister, but that doesn't matter because you don't know. Your mother's dead, Aeryn's dead, and Ulrich is dead. And so you found that out. Ulrich saved you from a man referred to as Bittersteel. Neither Tagon or Ashton knows what the fuck that is, but a man named Bittersteel was tracking you, and Ulrich saved you and sent you to Westeros to find Egg. And you got inside the Red Keep. It was snowing heavily. A man died just to get you inside the walls, but then Tagon found you and kept you safe. And you took on a new identity of Bolric. And then Amalia, your sister, who was in tow, took the identity of Trisha. No, Trisha.
Tysha's better, though.
Well, that's fine, because we have, like, an Eddard and an Edwile. We have Aaron, and it's spelled two different ways. There are super similar names. So I'm fine with Trisha and Tysha.
Cool.
Have you heard of a Tysha yet in A Song of Ice and Fire?
No.
So, okay. And then Gerald Lannister, the current Master of Coin, who Egg implied to you might be a bad man, came to your room, kind of interrogated you, but suavely.
And Tagon didn't know what lie to come up with, so he said that he was here to inspect the breweries for a disease that is going through them.
That is a very important detail, yes. You are investigating the meaderies and the brewery.
The only reason I remember that so specifically is because, like, damn it, I should have said something better. Should have been like, oh, I'm a defense contractor.
I don't know about that. And you have also dyed your hair blue in the vein of another Aegon, seemingly named person who is coming very far in the future. Fagon, Tagon, Vagon. There's actually a lot of real ones. Magon, I think, is real. I know Vagon is real. So Tagon, not out of the
realm of possibility.
Yes, there's a lot of Targaryen OCs that have silly names. I don't think Tagon's one of them. And even if it is, Aeryn named him, so it's allowed to be dumb as hell. But without further ado, we've had quite a bit of ado. Without further ado, could you very please roll a perception check with a +1?
As who? Okay. Natural 1. +1.
So a tiny... I tried to select a text, but I was on the cursor, and OBS just... we're still running fine.
Yeah, it looks fine.
A small group of men are riding on horseback. Artos, the implacable, at the front of it, with a Gregor Forrester, who is a younger 20s gentleman. Artos is 39, almost 40. They're riding tired. Artos cannot see anything. Last we saw Artos after... We saw Artos searching for bodies and finding dead Starkmen. But after returning and discussing with Edwile, to their knowledge, none of these Starkmen were killed by any of the parties sent north by Jasper Aaron. So people are dying. And you also, upon returning to Winterfell, 2 more knights died fighting a direwolf just outside the gates of Winterfell. It is an awful place to be right now. But Artos and Gregor Forster are leading this little brigade and not seeing much. Artos turns to Gregor and he goes, I think we need to split up. We're not seeing much here. As wind's whipping around them. He gives him verbal orders. This is in Winterfell, or in the north, so he is very experienced with this area. He gives them orders for them to split up, and Artos and Gregor head off. Who do you want to go with? The camera? Gregor Forster and some of his Forster men, or Artos Stark?
Artos.
So we head off with Artos. He has a bunch of men loyal to the Starks, Umbers, and Karstarks and Castles in tow. Probably mostly Karstarks and Castles. ever since the wind has started, even distant cousin houses are bonding close by. Just like a lot of houses are being kept safe in the Vale currently in the Erie, a ton of northern houses are residing in Winterfell. So Ardos rides off and make a secondary perception check as the two groups split up. This time it has a +2. Gregor make the first one.
If that was really loud, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna re-roll that because it went out of the
You
thing.
aim better, boy. Hello, sir.
That's gonna be an 18 plus what
2. Oh, dang!
on that 20.
So Ardos rides off and he's dodging branches that are coming, and the snowstorm is making it very difficult for him to see at all. Um, he has in tow with him Rory Castle, who is a young man, probably 19 or 20. And Rory goes, "Shouldn't we turn back, sir? I don't think we're going to be able to find anything in the storm." And Ardos goes, "The storm's not going anywhere. If we're finding anything, it's going to be in the storm." And he kind of bucks forward, forcing the men to come with him. And eventually he stops and gets off his horse and looks and comes up on a corpse on the ground and finds it. And a brief glance at it shows that the clothes are torn, ragged, and bloody and gored open. And he finds a wound. These are Stark clothes on this man, and pulls out a wooden or a stone spearhead and goes, "I think I know who's killing our people." Back in Winterfell, make a perception check as Corlys Corbray wakes up in bed, coming out of the end of his couple of days recovering from the pretty grievous wounds he took just to get here.
What was the check again?
Oh, perception.
12.
12. 12, 12, 12. You wake up and even though you've been given pretty generous food and water, every time you wake up, there is a sting on your eyes and like a burn in your throat, as there's not much to spare. You wake up and kind of look around. The candlelight makes it difficult for you to see as your eyes are adjusting and you're sweating a little bit. Baelish is there. You see a movement of a steel plate coated individual, but it's just Baelish resting the cold metal on your shoulders and kind of helping you get up. And he goes, "I saw you were. Oh, good morning. I saw you were doing this the other couple of days." And he gives a little bowl of snow that you can put to your burning scalp as you calm down and look at your bandaged wounds.
I take the bowl from him and nod at him as thanks, and then I go ahead and put the snow on my head. And I just lay back and have my eyes closed as I'm like trying to think how I'm going to continue if I'm this weak already.
He pulls up a sword in a scabbard and goes, "The master at arms offered to oil and clean Lady Forlorn." So I let him do that, but I watched him the entire time. And he like respectfully sets it down next to your bedside table and sits back down.
Thank you, Baelish. Do you know, has there been any word from the people who went out?
I don't believe so yet, but Lord Ned offered a lot of people to go with them, and they know these lands better than us. I'm confident that they'll be kept safe.
How long has it been since Xander and his group left, or have they not yet?
Not yet. They are getting ready. Xander is planning to head back to the Vale. I think they're leaving tomorrow morning. They're negotiating how many northern men are heading back. As Xander's a little out of it. I think John Templeton. You're not John Templeton. Who is John Templeton? Who was? Hold on one
You
moment.
mean Orson?
No, Orson was the Waynwood who was your squire.
Oh, Waynwood, yeah.
And then
Henry Templeton?
Henry Templeton was your uncle, I believe, and Harold Templeton, Harry, was your cousin. I had John Templeton written down somewhere. I don't know what that is.
Doesn't exist. You're wrong.
John Templeton. Oh, is that your uncle? Don't know. So, a knight and a cousin, mayhaps. So he goes, Harold, your cousin, is actually making a little bit of a name for himself. He's negotiating how many northern men are going to come down with Xander and convincing him that they won't be executed upon return.
I don't know that to be his place, but sure, that's fine.
I figure we lost so many men. Ned's a good lord. He's a good kid. I trust his judgment. I figure it wouldn't hurt.
Yes. All right. It's probably time for me to get up. And he's going to like lift his legs really like with a lot of effort and sit on the side of his bed with his feet on the floor.
As you do that, give me like an endurance check to like lurch and see how well you perform on that.
That is going to be a 13. I forgot 13. I had proficiency in endurance.
You land up and you're able to like fight off a dull headache in your temples. Baelish like grabs your shoulder and he's like, your great uncle Gawain and your father, they didn't become fantastic warriors by pushing themselves too hard. But many a knight has died by taking too much on at once. I think when you're ready to head out, I would just take it slow and easy.
I will take it slow when I have earned back all that I've lost. I appreciate your words, Baelish, but you don't know what rests on my shoulders. And he's going to get up and walk to the door, or attempt to, at the minimum.
As you get up, he like gets up behind you, grabs his things, and he's like, you didn't lose anything, son. And he finishes putting his things on. That was your father. And as you're like,
he's not going to respond. And just continue walking.
The door opens on its own, and there is a maester who, even though maesters slouched with their heavy change and usually they're older, there's a 60-year-old. He is tall, probably 6'5", a thinning hair on his head and a big beard. And he goes, "Son, how about we just?" And he like enters, and there's a knight behind him.
I was just exiting my chambers. Can I help you, or?
Edwile recommended that we just do one more pass over on you after seeing the state of some of the others.
Is this needed?
The Lord recommended it, and I agree with his assessment of the situation.
Fine. And he's gonna sit back down on the bed, not laying down.
He sits and he introduces himself. He goes, "My name is Rogar. It's nice to meet you. Actually, awake right now." He comes in and he just like he gets a little candlelight and like moves it in front of your face and like tells you to focus on it and then focus on a finger and things like that. The knight is like looking around. You don't see his face. He just has a helmet on. He's actually probably a warrior, not a knight, because knighthood is not common in the north. And he goes, Edwile did mention he wanted you to look at Marna after this too, so I think we should not take our time here. And Rogar goes, "Marna will be fine," and he just continues focusing on you. And he looks to you and goes, "Do you have any children?" As he's like doing his documentation.
No, I achieved manhood only it wouldn't be winters ago because it's not every year. Only 2 years. I don't know how to say that.
I'm not sure either. I'm not sure. Yeah. But you say you're recently.
Yeah. I would assume 16 is adulthood.
That's the tradition. Yeah. I believe so. Where goes, well, even the strongest men, I'm sure Baelish knows this. He mentioned he had a child. Can become, I think, continues working on you, restless when they have children. He wanted to wait until the winter was over, Lord Ned, to put a child onto Marna, but she convinced him that the boy was a Stark. They have a feeling it's a boy and that he should live through a winter in his lifetime. And he finishes his assessment and he's like, "I understand if you're apprehensive to Ned. I've heard some about your occurrences with other lords, but he is a good man, and his sons and grandsons and great-grandsons will be good men too. You can trust him." And then he rises and goes, I am going to check on Lady Locke and see how her situation is.
Thank you, Maester.
Yeah, I live to serve. And he walks out of there. Uh, what? You turn the bailish and you guys get your things ready. He's like, where do you want to go to? Ardos is supposed to be back within the hour with his party. But we can talk to Ned or Brandon and Benjamin, those boys. We might be able to do something with that. I trust your judgment. Or we can speak to a Castellan. I just think it's a good idea to get a sense of how things work around here in case we need to stay here longer than we would like to.
Do you know where the sparring grounds are?
Yes, I saw, I believe Orson and Harry were over there last night. They might be there now if they finish the conversation with Ed.
I mean to hit something as hard as I can, and he's gonna
I can take you there.
open the door and like usher Baelish out.
You two head off, and then all the way across Westeros in the Red Keep of King's Landing in the capital, can Boleric, but really Tagon, please make a wisdom check.
Switching character sheets. You said, I don't know why I'm not hearing any skill check you're saying.
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Just straight?
Yeah.
It's going to be 2.
2!
Switch out these dice, we'll see.
You're having a nightmare in bed. Your head's pounding. You see this vision of a small white dragon. You've never seen a dragon in your life, but you have heard it described to you before. And as you watch the dragon run, not fly, it looks like his wings are singed and he's moving over these large structures. He has shades of blue to him as well in the pearlescent of his scales. And as he's rushing, you're now in the dragon's perspective, and you feel the pursuit of hunters, and you hear animalistic growls behind you as you're rushing. As you go, you're running and you're rushing, and you come out and you see a dragon, large, grandiose in scale, red, empowering, mounted over you at the top of a large structure. You rush to grab at him to help him escape, or for him to help you escape, but the dragon only raises and flies off, and you fall backwards, and you begin to get torn apart slowly. You wake up in bed with a vicious headache and kind of collapse out of it, holding your chest.
Where am I? I'm in my room.
You're in your room. Yes.
Is Trisha awake?
You hear footsteps as you're sitting there, and she comes and like holds you on your side and goes like, "Tag, are you?"
I'm fine. Tears start welling up in his eyes.
What should I do?
Nothing. What do you know what time it is? Or it wouldn't be what time, where the sun's
what
at.
Hour it is. And
what
there
hour?
is hour names in Westeros, like the hour of the bat, for example. I will pick it up very quickly. The named hours, dear God, 7 a.m.
Well,
the difficulty is it's like the hour of the bat, which is right after the sun is set. But then there's the hour of the eel, which comes after the hour of the bat. So it doesn't seem like the hour of the wolf, parentheses, 7 a.m. It says it's after that hour and that hour. The hour of the wolf is the blackest part of the night. I would think that's 3 or 4 a.m. And then the hour of the nightingale comes the hour after the wolf. So she'll say past the hour of the nightingale. Or maybe she won't say that because she's not Westerosian. She may not pick that up yet.
The sun has risen.
Somehow that the sun has just risen. And in winter, that'd be earlier, actually, like 5 or 6. So it's around then, yeah. And you're used to waking up early to that, yeah. Dear God. There is. It's at the bottom of the paper. It is at the hour of the nightingale.
Okay,
it's only speculation, but it looks correct.
I mean, yeah. If you know what Yeah.
Hour of the Bat is 10 p.m. Hour of the Eel is 11. Hour of Ghosts is midnight. Hour of the Owl is 1. Hour of the Wolf is 3. And Hour of the Nightingale is 5. I don't know if that's accurate, though, because I said the Hour of the Bat was right after the sun is set. But this says the Hour of the Bat is 10 p.m. It is early morning.
Okay.
I hate this.
So, Tagon, still like kind of like holding himself against the floor, kind of trying to hide his eyes from Trisha. I keep almost saying Talia now. Al Ghul.
Talissa is a name invented for the show, I believe. I don't think it exists in the books, but it's good. I don't want you to change it. I was just saying.
The other one you said was good. If we want to change it,
I like Trisha. I don't mind it at all.
okay. It's just hard to, for some reason, it doesn't click in my brain with this. Okay. So, Tagon, leaning against the floor, he is going to turn to her, try kind of wipe the tears out of his eyes, and go, can I get you anything from the cafeteria? What's the luncheon?
Luncheon's probably a good term. She goes, I remember the king said that we could go there in the morning. I figure we were gonna head there once you woke up. And you look at her now, like through your tears, and she seems to have like bags under her eyes. And you look at there is a desk that is next to her bed, and there is a thick book with a quill next to it and a candle that is very low.
Have you slept?
Yeah, we went to bed at the same time.
I didn't ask if you went to bed. I said, did you sleep?
I had issues sleeping. I've been, if you want to look, and she kind of like tries to defer, or deter you. If you walk over there, it takes you a second to get up. It seems like she's been copying down the histories of Westeros to memorize them. Evidently, someone gave her, or she found, a very thick book, a blank book, and she has a ton of tinier information that she's been copying.
Did that girl give this to you?
Vela mentioned that there are areas of the libraries that had information or blank books for copying. I think a master is meant to do that, but maybe I could be a master. Did you know that the reason that there are 7 members of the Kingsguard is because the faith of the 7 is their dominant religion, and it's meant to parallel that. And there's other areas like that, like we have 7 kingdoms. Even though I think there's actually like 9 kingdoms, about 9 kingdoms, because there's like constituents and things like that. I'm unsure.
As much as I am proud of your studiousness, Trisha, I do require that you get some sleep. I will grab you some food,
okay,
and then you will sleep.
Okay.
And then Tagon is going to walk out.
Yeah. You walk out, kind of get dressed pretty haphazardly, and you probably look a little rough as well. Yeah, you go to the luncheon. There is, you kind of poke your head in there, or is there anywhere you want to look in the Red Keep before heading to the luncheon?
I'm gonna go to that library she was talking about.
Yeah. I guess make an investigation check, but you can ask directions if you need to.
I'm gonna see if I can make my own way there. It's gonna be wisdom or int. Oh wait, you said insight, right?
Investigation, that would be int.
That's gonna be a 13.
Literally no library at all. But there's gotta be one that is just not named. The name locations are the Throne Room, Maegor's Holdfast, the Small Council Chambers, the Tower of the Hand, the White Sword Tower, the Maiden Vault. You don't want to know about that. And then the Godswood. But there is definitely... Oh, and then the Trader's Walk. But there is definitely in the dungeons.
This just in, George R.R. Martin does not fuck with books.
There is definitely a library of some kind.
It would have to be.
Maybe not in other areas. Like, I would doubt there'd be a lot of books in Winterfell's capital, but in the Red Keep, where a lot of Targaryens are known for their studiousness, I would definitely think so.
Maybe it's that... What's that other building that's...
There's the Citadel, which is in Old Town, which is where all the Meisters...
That would be where I would think all the books would be.
Well, not all of them, because it's not near the Red Keep.
Oh.
It's in a different. It's in the Reach.
Oh, okay, okay.
But there's got to be books here. Um,
Yeah.
I was looking at the current residents of the Red Keep, and I was like, "Who the fuck is all this?" It's because it's the end of the show.
Oh.
So a ton of stupid people are in different positions because they're like, "We're just handing these out to characters that don't have complete arcs." Okay. Yeah, you're able to go to an area where they house information and books, and you look around, poke your head around. It's not very busy, and there are a couple older individuals. Maybe it's a castellan or a steward of a house that resides there, or maybe it's assistants to maesters. But it doesn't look like it's very busy, and everyone's kind of keeping to themselves in this very early hour.
Is there an attendant that I can see? Somebody um, that's there, like, to talk about the books or, like, know where books are?
You do see that there is an older individual. You kind of have to look around first, but there is an older individual who is a bit plump, probably 60s, and has a thick beard that's graying but short. And you see that he's like kind of watching over the books, and he has like a little grabber contraption, and he's taking like little mites out of the books and stuff. And he looks to be an employee.
I walk up to that man and I go, hey, hello, sir. I was just wondering, did you happen to see a little girl come in here, late hours of the night?
Oh, why do you ask, young man?
My sister has a book that I was not sure where she got it from.
Oh, yes, young girl. SOC, seeming looking. Yes, yes. I'm Hobart, by the way. And he like takes your hand.
Bulric.
Ulrich. Yes. She came in here. She was asking around. I'm not as. I lent it to her. She is completely within her rights. If that was what you were curious about.
Yes, and I was just coming to make sure that she didn't take it without you knowing,
No,
or somebody knowing.
We have many a book that could be filled, and not many to fill them, especially in the current state of the realm. So I gave her a book and then a couple histories that I thought she might be curious on.
She is a very smart girl. I would ask that you are kind to her when she is in here. Would you know if there's a place to, like, read in here, or is it more you just take the books with you?
No, yeah. There are definitely areas. There is. I have. There are areas you can read out in the open, or there are a couple, one or two locked rooms that are not typically utilized. They're meant for the maester or the grand maester of the small council, but I don't mind reading out in the open. So she could definitely make use of one of those. I have no issue with that.
That'd be splendid
Of
if
course.
you could allow her that.
Of course, yes.
That is all. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And then he's just gonna walk out
Have a
and
good
start
night.
heading towards to the luncheon.
Yeah. So you make your way there. Yeah. You make your way there. Or do you do anything else besides that, or do you just head right there?
Head right there. I'm gonna pick up food, bring it back to the room, and then come back.
There's no way it's called the Capital Cafe. What the hell are you talking about? I need just a moment.
Or would it just be the
It would be where like
the hall?
it would be a small kitchen where only the servants are supposed to be, but you could definitely go in there. I imagine gold cloaks go in there to eat. Okay.
The Capital Cafe.
The kitchen keep. So this is difficult because this is from a website known as the Citadel, where people take a lot of what Martin has said on like social media and like document it. So it's like semi-canon is the term. Evidently, he referred to an area outside of Maegor's Holdfast as the kitchen keep.
Okay.
So probably it's actually a lot nicer than you would think. So yeah, you have to put on a cloak and go through a small storm, but only for a moment, 10 seconds as you rush and you're able to go there for food.
Cool. I just pick something up for Talia. I wave a servant over and I ask if the servant could walk the food up to her room.
Of course, yeah. Do you know your room number? And you know it, or you have some way to describe it. It's the servant room on the fifth tower or something like that. And yeah, they bring her soup and bread. Yes. Um,
I then begin eating in the kitchen keep.
the kitchen keep. Um, yeah. You just sit down and eat in like a corner. A couple gold cloaks come in and eat. You see a member of a Kingsguard that you don't recognize because he just has a helmet on, and he comes in, takes something, and leaves. But outside of that, you just sit there and you finish your meal.
I want to do a perception check. Is there anybody that I recognize either from my hectic storm into the castle the night before,
Mhm.
or anybody that Aegon has described to me?
Mhm. Make a perception check.
Oh my god. It's going to be a 6.
So you do not see anybody you recognize, but you do see what appears to be an. Your immediate assumption is that it is an SOC, and it is the only SOC you've seen here. He comes in very suave, he has slick back hair, he's handsome, and he just takes like an apple from a storage of like older apples and kind of bites it and sees that it's not great because it was grown in winter and just kind of sets it down. He's looking
I'm
around.
going to walk up to him, pick up the apple that he had just set down, and take a bite out of it. And I am going to see how it tastes. Is it bad or is it?
It's just probably doesn't taste that sweet because it's been grown in winter, but to someone like you, it probably tastes fine. Um, he turns, he's like, oh, "Good morning. Who do I have the pleasure to
Um,
speaking with?"
Bulric, I came to question you on your taste of fruit. Do you know? Have I seen this fruit before?
Uh,
I would
yeah,
assume.
maybe. He
Oh,
does
Lisa is a very big, probably an import city.
that. Yeah, but I was thinking, but I'll see. Do apples grow in Essos? Because it is a plot point that like lemons don't grow in different areas. So he does focus on that. Yes, apples can grow in
Yeah, I
Essos.
am getting very, very unlucky rolls. It's specifically these blue dice. I might
That's the
switch them.
first pair of dice I ever got that is from the Minds of Fandelver D&D set in like 2020. So they got old. They got bad juju on them. I'm using very
Absolutely.
cool dragon dice with red scales
Yeah,
because
that's the one I used
Targaryen.
last time, but I was
But now
like,
your
oh, I
hair's
want to be
blue.
different.
Bang on.
I shouldn't have been different. Um, and uh, so have I seen this fruit?
Yes, you've seen apples before.
Cool. I came to question
Very
your
important plot point.
taste in apples, but I Bulric, I probably have already said that.
Darrow Martell. Um,
Martell, I'm gonna feign like I recognize the name. Could you remind me?
uh, uh, House Martell, Great Lords of Dorne, the southernmost constituent region of Westeros.
I'm gonna roll a history check to
Yeah,
see if I know what Dorn is.
you could, because Dorne, that'd be where a lot of ships come to lease from. They're both at the bottom of Essos and Westeros, so probably.
That's good. I'm gonna switch dice. That's gonna be a 7 flat.
Seven flat. You've heard the term Dorne before. And you didn't know it was connected to Westeros, but you've heard the term Dornishmen. You know that they're traitors. You know that they are known as lustful.
Hmm.
Um, uh,
Oh, I've heard of Dorn. I'm from Tyrosh.
that would make sense. A lot of trading between them. Maybe not in recent years. When did you come to the keep?
I just arrived last night. I was welcomed in by Aegon the. I would know the fourth, the fifth,
The fifth,
the fifth.
not the fourth. That's the guy I'll be telling you about.
The guy that legalized a whole bunch of bastards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw people make a meme where it's George R. R. Martin legitimizing all fan fictions before he dies,
Which
which is
really
good.
good. um,
Oh,
and,
you
and
came during the winter?
yes, it was very important. There are
Evidently.
some things going on with a lot of the breweries in town. You know,
Oh.
rich people and their wine.
That is a issue we would like to see fixed. The red wines would not like to go out to business, no. We might run into each other then. I sit on the small council. You might not know that, I serve Aegon as a master of whisperers.
Yes, I haven't been properly introduced yet due to my hectic arrival,
Of
but
course, yes.
I am sure I will be more
Mhm.
properly introduced. Thank you for the apple, and
Of course.
You have a very good one. It was
Have a
very nice to
wonderful
meet
day.
you.
We're having a small council meeting later in the day. I imagine you might be introduced after that. So
Maybe.
maybe we may pretend to meet each other then. I kind of pats you on the shoulder, looks around, and none of the people working seem to look at him. Um, Even though you don't know much about Westerosi culture, you know a very powerful figure like this. It is odd for him to be in a servant area. You kind of get the vibe that he's comfortable here, though, and that maybe he makes a point of coming here and just relaxing in places no other small councilman would find him.
Mm-hmm. After I, um, no. I'm going to then walk out of the kitchen keep.
What are you gonna do there, bud?
I was going to flirt with a kitchen waitress and try and get information on him, but that would then come back to me because I did look the way I do.
The blue one.
I am going to now try and find Aegon. I'm going to start just opening doors.
Okay, make an investigation.
Doors
check.
that look familiar
Okay.
to the one that I saw him in before. Not just random ones.
Open a door.
Roll a what? Investigation check?
Investigation, yes.
Oh my gosh, bro. That's gonna be a 6.
God. So you look and you just really can't make sense of the Red Keep and its corners. After like
Had the same issue in Lease.
yeah, after like 20 minutes, you kind of just give up. You go to return to Amalia to see if she's eating well, and you see that the door is ajar, and you hear like the sounds of like wrestling and kind of just movement in there, and then you hear a high-pitched feminine scream.
I sprint to the door, and I run in, and then I'm going to look and see what's happening.
Okay, make a perception check.
Not a bad roll. That's gonna be
Bonfire.
13.
13. You rush in and you see immediately at the
Oh wait, perception. That's gonna be a 15. Sorry.
You rush in and you see immediately that the screaming or is giggling coming from Amalia, who is playing or kind of just watching with Vela, who's 13 but simple-minded, watching a little boy who has all white hair and a black streak like take steps, a toddler, a 3-year-old, and they're like giggling. And you look around and they're wrestling. There are 2 boys aged 12 and 10, one with black hair and one with white hair, who are like wrestling. And Aegon is just sitting there kind of smiling, watching all of the commotion as he's sitting there eating soup, and there's 2 Kingsguard in the room. And you like rush in.
And then I'm going to take a second to still myself, and then I am going to look to Aegon and say, I did not know that the king sanctioned fights between children.
We attempted not to, but the boys are getting older. I have a business here with Bulric, though, unfortunately. Vela, do you mind if it is okay? But we'll have I'll have Sir Duncan with them. Just take Amalia and entertain her for the evening, and Magor too. And boys, find your mother. And Amalia like nods politely, and Duncan takes both of them. And
Tagon's already forgotten he told her to go to sleep.
She does look a little tired, but she is having a lot of fun with the boy, and she comes over and whispers in your ear, "I think that's our brother." And then she just like, "Oh, sorry, I think that's our brother." And then she rushes off and like helps pick the boy up with Vela, and they walk off. And then the boys like kind of ignore and then continue wrestling. The 12-year-old has the 10-year-old, the white-haired one, in like a headlock. And then Aegon goes, "Dunk, Jaehaerys." And another Kingsguard kind of lifts both of them up in one heft and walks them out of the room. And then closes it behind them. Apologies.
No, it's good to see her smiling.
I thought so. Vela wanted to see her again, and I just they improve each other's spirits. Vela is in a dour mood much of the time.
They seem like they're going to be very good friends.
Yes, I hope so. If your tenure here extends a long time, we could arrange to see if Amalia could be a handmaiden for Vela, or anything else that you think fits someone of her status.
The girl is stubborn. I won't be able to tell her anything, but if that's something she decides she wishes to, then absolutely.
I understand the feeling. You saw 2 of my sons there. but I have two daughters as well. It is, I understand, and another son as well. I'm unaware of his whereabouts. I think he's with a sparring partner, even though they're both 7. Uh, it it brings me joy to have you here. My house has lost many members in recent years, and we've only grown. It brings me much joy.
I'm happy to see that some part of the family is able to live in some kind of peace.
Yes.
Um, just not to cut the conversation
No,
short,
yes,
but
yes.
I would like to know what you'd like me to do.
Yes, I did come here to speak of business. Um, so as you know, Lord Gerald, and he kind of waits for you to like take a seat, and you guys sit at a table in the corner. Um, you might not know this. He is a not only a lord, but he is a great lord or a lord paramount. There are only 7 of them who all serve me. Um, he is Lord Lannister, and therefore he is in control of an entire region known as the Westerlands.
Um, is Lease a senatorship or is it?
Um, I
It's a free city, I
I
know.
think I don't think it's confirmed, but I would think it's a meritocracy because they say that it's ruled by pillow houses. So I do think like magistrates and like paramounts or paramours. I mean, I would think that there's no a government and just a bunch of powerful factions led by people who offer a service, whether it's prostitution or just anything really. I would think a meritocracy.
Oh, what is his main business in that
Uh,
area? Because he only knows them
yes,
as CEOs.
mining. The Westerlands has large mines that will never dry up. Lord Theodore Tyrell of the Reach has wine and flowers and foods like that. Lionel Baratheon of the Stormlands, they produce warriors and food as well. Dagon Greyjoy of the Iron Islands, he's a reaver. They do not sow many crops, or they take. Um, Medgar Tully of the Riverlands, obviously much fish is their main expert. Jasper Aaron of the Vale, um, warriors as well, and just livestock. And then Edwyle Stark of the North is in control of the North, which is as big as all the other kingdoms combined. Uh, they're each great lords. They serve me directly as king. That is to say that our master of coin, this is not a problem that can be fixed simply by something gruesome. Uh, Unfortunately, even though people may have to get hurt for it to happen, forcing him to resign is my end goal of his own accord.
So you wish me to find something he would not like to get out, I assume?
That would be ideal. Yes.
Ah, I am fine with that.
Mhm.
I would like to cement one request.
Yes.
If I am to do this, may it be that I am found out or I do not return. I ask that Amalia is cared for.
Of course. If it is her choice, she will never know another cold day or never spend a day not in silk. I wouldn't want that to happen.
Thank you. Where do you wish me to head? I know that the lie that I gave, now that I know what business
Mhm.
he finds himself in, is not advantageous.
It may be yet still. Many of the breweries are closed down for obvious reasons with the winter. Duncan, the knight, not the boy, has spotted a knight in service to Lord Lannister, Loras, spending time around one of these abandoned breweries. I believe there could be exchanging of items here. Sir Loras Lips is the man. If you could just spot him, see who he meets with. Ideally, it's Lord Gerald Lannister, and you see them handing off coin, and we can investigate. And if it's illegal, quick. It might not be though. Loris Lips, I believe his armor is all a deep blue with a pink banner over the eyes and mouth and helm.
Um, yes, absolutely. I will head that way. Do you have a map of the city?
I don't know if they just carry around maps, but
No,
he
they would
he
not.
can give directions to an area in the in Flea Bottom where this brewery would exist.
Okay.
The Eggenport. Yeah. So he directs you there, and he's like, "Is there anything you would like before heading off? A weapon of some kind, or?"
I um I still have the bow I got from the ship, so I
Hmm.
believe that's good enough for me. I do you think it's likely I will need use of it?
Unfortunately, I have no idea.
As much of an answer as I was expecting.
Yes. I do have a gift for you though, and he pulls like a little a dagger. He pulls a dagger and kind of pulls it out. It has a thick, jagged, shiny blade. He goes, "This is Valyrian steel. It should cut deep. I would not recommend using it unless you want the person you are hurting to bleed, and I would not recommend." Hands it to you, um, letting anybody else see it as well.
Okay. Is it like something bad or
Uh, Valyrian steel weaponry is
I
rare.
know of Valyria, but
Yes, Valyrian steel weaponry is rare and is normally only found in the accompaniment of nobles. So if someone sees you with it, there is a possibility they might start questioning you and demand to know where it's from, or try to mug you of it. I know you're going to Fleet Bottom, so
yes. Okay. I understand you. Do you know of a time of when they might show up again, or is it I'm going to stake out and
you might have to stake it out. I can offer you. I know you have blankets in here. I can bring more in. You may have to bundle up not only to hide your identity, but just to stay warm.
it would draw too much attention? I lived on a street before. I'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah. This blade belonged to the first Targaryen um, of our house. See it returned back to me, but if you need to use it to save yourself, I wouldn't. I won't consider it sullying our name. You use it honest and true.
Yes, my sire. And then he's gonna walk out.
And you can copy Lady Forlorn's stats, but change the damage to 2d4. Yes. Valyrian Steel Dagger. Koreza. What would that be? Okay, so you do that shit, you get your stuff together,
Freaking
and then
Tyrion,
you
bro.
head off. I really wish they made that the dagger. So people put in House of the Dragon, they put that dagger back in it and revealed that if it was held under fire, a prophecy would come. The prophecy of the prince that was promised, which is like the chosen one. People didn't like that because it made a random item from Game of Thrones really important, and people thought that like it was just trying to be like, look, you know this thing, but yeah, I don't necessarily like that, but I do wish that it was the dagger that Arian used to smash nuts. He just used a random dagger. That would be a really cool way to bring back this item, but instead of making it big and important, it's just very kind of disrespected. So
Yeah.
now it's in the hands of not even a Targaryen, a bastard. That was a fun one. And yes, that is the dagger that slices Catelyn's hands open and yeah. Get your ass over.
Don't talk to him like that.
Cool. So that happens. You head off to do that. Back in the north, make a attack just as you're fucking up this. Are you using Lady Forlorn?
Yes.
Okay, so you're destroying these training dummies.
I guess not, because he would know
Whatever,
not
yeah.
to do that.
And also, you would tire yourself out more using a real sword if that's your aim to like
Yeah.
kind of get energy out. Because Lady Forlorn is light and it's also easier to cut, so you're not really doing much. So yeah, make just an attack. Use a strength check. We also have a very interesting visual aids. Visual aids. It's a map of Westeros that I printed out.
Visual aids for us only.
Yes. Very cool. Very cool. Currently, you are in Winterfell. of House Stark. I'm not. I thought I would gain some like information you guys didn't know. No, you're with the Targaryens in King's Landing and with the
17.
Starks in Winterfell. 17. Cool, 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 cool.
Cuckoo-choo.
17. Yeah, you're hitting hard, tiring yourself out. You do kind of get a lot of your rage out, but you still have an underlying resentment as Baelish just sits there in the snow and watches. A man, the knight from before comes up and goes, sir, Lord Ned requests a presence with you, but he says there is no rush to it. You may take your time and finish whatever activities you are participating in.
I will be straight there, and he's going to immediately put the practice sword, a blunted sword, I would assume,
Probably a blunted sword, yeah.
To wherever it belongs, and follow the knight.
Put it
back
in like a
to
little
the...
register that has a lot of them. Yeah, and you guys return immediately. You guys enter the Great Hall, and you see that, not Benjen and Brandon, the cousins who are slightly elder. I believe, yeah, Ned is 25. They are 27 and 27. They're twins. I forgot that.
Exactly. W visual aid. Thank you.
It is very helpful because I can go the north, but like looking at this, I know the north. I know House Glover and House Bolton are right next to it. House Hernwood, House Kerwin, and that's the north where everything's big.
What we need to do is we need to make another scene that is just that image, and then move stuff along.
That would be fantastic. I downloaded this off the internet, so this photo's on the internet if you want to copy it and put it.
And we can do that with a whole bunch of other stuff. We'll talk about that later.
Cool. Yeah. Crazy. And it was useful last session when we were describing you going up to Winterfell and knowing whose land you were going through.
Yeah.
But yeah, the knight leads you off. The twins are eating. The knight leads you off, and you guys go to a side room where Ed is sitting there and like whittling something. You guys poke your heads in. And the knight closes the door, and Ed's like whittling. Looks to be spears, and he goes, "Do you trust your sword there?"
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. Sit, both of you.
So, you have called me here.
Yes.
I believe I am ready to begin what we are wishing to do.
Yes. Your Sir Xander, should leave tomorrow morning and head to the Vale.
Have you spoken to him?
Brandon did. I'm sending. Rory Castle is meant to return. He's a bright young knight and a good leader. He should be.
Yes.
Rory will be in control of more men than Xander will be, and Rory is a good leader.
That is exactly what I was going to ask. Fantastic. Thank you, Lord.
No, yes.
Thank you,
Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. The old gods and the new. The red god, I can't pronounce his name. Rohlor.
Thank you, Lord Paramount.
Thank you, Lord Stark. The quiet wolf. I have sent Raven to my sister, who's in the Vale with Jocelyn. Nope. I need to very quickly confirm Jocelyn Stark's relation. I do not. No, that is his sister. Fantastic.
You're goaded and you didn't even know.
Dog, I'm looking at a paragraph on this wiki. No, Edwile is sister to Jocelyn, or brother Jocelyn, and they have cousins Brandon and Benjen. Yes, there's 4 kids. My sister Jocelyn is in the Vale, married to Benedict Royce. Can I get a history check with advantage to know of House Royce?
Yeah.
Important Royces in Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon are Bronzeon Royce, who is important to the story in the Vale. I don't know spoil how. Daemon Targaryen's first wife in House of the Dragon is a Royce, Rhea Royce.
7.
She has an accident. You're aware of House
6.
You're aware of House Royce, but they are even on a 7 that they're the second most powerful house.
In the Vale.
In the Vale under House Aaron, and you know currently that they are not close to the Aaron.
By the way, just in case you don't know a lot about Song of Ice and Fire, the Vale and the Eyrie are the same place.
Yes,
different names.
The Eyrie is the capital.
Is it Erie or Eyrie?
It can be pronounced either way.
Oh, okay.
It said Eerie in the show, but they also say Lysa in the show, and I'm very confident that it is meant to be Lissa in the books because Catelyn is another weak Y, and the name of Lissa exists. So pronunciation, I'm fine with anything because different people in Westeros would pronounce it different.
Yeah.
I think someone even says it Irie. I think Tyrion says it early, but then other people say it Eerie, and they start saying Eerie. So pronunciation, that's
just because Peter Dinklage is goated.
yeah. I'm fine with people saying different. And if you are fear that you can't keep up, you've watched one season and read half a book, right? It's
Yes.
I'm a pretty big fan. He's a decent fan. This shouldn't be anything that you can't keep track of. And then we can answer questions, like I assume we're about to, at any time.
I want you it's not a question, but
Fuck.
It's a cool statement.
We can know.
I want you to know I am very happy you're explaining all this. I have never watched anything about Game of Thrones or read anything.
Yeah. This is a story that's heavy with the lore, but it's not a story where it's like you can't know it. Your people have been sent people to the north to get food from the house that's supposed to be good in winters in this winter, and they have been disappearing. So you're investigating that, and then Taegon is a bastard of a powerful house who is trying to curry favor so he can join that house. And he's trying to work with his uncle. That's really all you need to know.
Yeah.
Not Westeros exclusive in any way. If this was a D&D game, be the exact same.
This is probably what you already know just through Game of Thrones being as popular as it is, but you can really just think of it as like just a basic low fantasy world. Mm-hmm. It's pretty.
Now you think it's low fantasy. I bring in stuff that's not part of it.
He shoots a fireball at you. Okay.
The craziest thing has been swords getting lit aflame. I can't imagine if I kind of really want George to fucking do that, start doing shit like that. But I don't think it would make sense. Maybe they die if they do it. But
somebody drinks wildfire again and it works.
Well, the maesters poisoned his wildfire is a common joke. His dad, Taegon's father of the bastard, killed himself by drinking liquid fire, which was obviously poisoned by the maesters. Okay, we're gonna go on. So yeah, that's all you know about House Royce. They're the second most powerful house in the Vale, and they're currently not very close to House Aaron. Benedict, my brother-in-law, Jocelyn's husband, he's not of the primary House Royce. He's of House Royce of the Gates of the Moon, a vassal house, but they still have several knights, and the Royces of the Gates of the Moon wish to bond with House Aaron and fix previous issues where the primary house does not. I sent a Raven to Lord Raymore Royce, and he is going to be sending Vale Knights north to meet with our envoy along the way. So Xander and your friends should have Starkmen with them and Roycemen with them. And I'm confident that Raymore and his men will not try anything because my sister is his wife. If he did that, if he dishonored my sister simply by making poor choices while she is his lady, a war would break out of my own accord. So, your men should be fine.
I appreciate that. Now that has been sorted, I know Artos is on his way back.
Yes, should arrive extremely soon.
Are we awaiting him to return before we begin anything?
We will. If he returns with no information, unfortunately, we may have to wait for Valeman to be sent forth so we can expand our search parties. If he returns with evidence, we will go from there. But I wish for you to be a member of that. You have proved a formidable fighter and an eager man.
I appreciate that.
You, Balin.
Baelish. He says that with a little bit of like venom in his voice.
Baelish. And Baelish goes, I'm a seasoned warrior. I would like to help where I can. Yeah.
We are both eager and ready to serve.
I can tell. And he finishes and he sets a wooden spear next to a big range of spears. He's probably making those those tank blockers that were used for horses before, where horses can't jump because they'll skewer themselves. It seems like he's probably making them for that. Yeah.
While we await Artos' return, can I assist you in what you're doing?
Oh yes, quite simple. He hands you tiny blades, and you three just sit there etching spears. A couple minutes pass. Do you want to do anything before something occurs?
No, I'm just gonna keep helping him the entire time, saying pretty silent to myself. Maybe he's
Yes.
talking to Baelish a little bit.
I guess roll a check. Add your proficiency bonus and your strength modifier.
That's cocked.
I believe so.
It was. He's lying to you right now. That did not sound convincing from me.
It was.
It was. It wasn't a good roll, anyways. It's gonna be a 9.
Not bad at all. You do decent. Baelish seems to
Fine.
be doing very good. In recent wars, there was like the Vulture War, and then there was the Blackfire Rebellions. A lot of guerrilla tactics got used, especially down
Punji
south.
sticks.
Yes. So it seems like he's kind of reliving some old memories as you're seeing Grandpa do some Black Ops shit. The door gets pounded on, and Edward goes, "Yes." And the same knight from before, who I should name by this name, he is Robert.
Robert?
Robert exists. Robert,
Oh, huh.
unless I'm stupid. Robert Glover is a guy. No, yeah, Robert. Robert.
That's such a crazy name.
Well, just like Edard is Edward, Robert.
Robert.
But yeah, Robert. But yeah, like I said,
That would be a crow
Robert exists, Rob exists, and Robert exists. Edward and Edard exists. So you can definitely have Harry and Harold, or the names you were saying earlier. Robert. Robert. Let me. Pool. Yeah, hell yeah.
I've heard the last name Poole before. Why have I heard that?
I don't know. Do you want to know? Is it
I can't remember. Right
Jane Poole is Sansa's handmaiden and very close friend. And her father, Vane Poole, is the steward, I believe. But this Poole is not a servant, but a knight. He has that pale steel plate, but he has a big, just blue circle right on his chest. This is the guy that's been moving you around the past couple scenes. He knocks and Edward says, "What is it?" And he kind of gently opens the door. Ardos and Lord Gregor are returning, my lord. And he goes, "Good, we'll ride to meet them." And you guys gather your things.
Corlys immediately drops the stick. He's like halfway done with one and just like kind of throws it away, clearly annoyed that he is clearly doing the worst out of the 3 people here.
Baelish is just sitting there with a giant mound of perfectly stacked. That's not canon.
You're gonna beat him up.
I have to specify that for the serious Game of Thrones show. So you go outside. You guys rush.
You see a dog.
You guys are saying there's puppies. Ramsey's puppies. You don't know unless you do. You go outside. Ardos and Gregor. You see that they're both riding heavy, and you don't know how long he's been doing that, but there is a man wearing Stark clothes on his feet who's like stumbling as they're both riding, and each one of them has a rope tied both to his hands, so they're leading him like a V. And he's like, and he drops to his knees once they halt, and they both dismount.
Corlys is going to lean over to, it was Eddard?
Edwile.
Edwile.
But he goes by Ned, same way Eddard does, so you can call him Ned.
Is this a humiliation ritual that you partake in?
I do not recognize that man. Uncle, bring him forth. And they drags and kind of yanks him forth. And the man is like greasy and muddy in his face. You don't know if that's the ride or just from moving. He has like some rotted teeth and he has long hair. And he goes, and he spits at Edwile, who just like grimaces and then punches him. And he's like, "Take him to the dungeons." Actually, let me specify, because that is important. I think Winterfell has dungeon-like things, but not dungeons.
Yeah, because the only thing underground is the huge catacombs.
Yes, maybe he gets brought to the catacombs.
Or I would think that they would have him just outside. That's probably the worst place you could have somebody.
That's true, and no one's going to attempt to help him, but there'll be a lot of guards around.
Just pillories in the courtyard. That goes crazy.
Winterfell apparently... well, this is literally one line, so it's probably offhandedly mentioned. The castle also has dungeons, including tower cells.
Oh, cool.
Let me see when this is mentioned.
Again, tower cells make sense because then you're out of the way of the So
and this also this is mentioned in the 4th book in a late chapter. So maybe George changed his mind.
Fort Winterfell, for our friend who has not read
our many friends. We have so many viewers.
It's one person, 2 people right now that are viewers. But Fort Winterfell, which is where the Starks reside, has a natural hot springs under it, which filters through the walls of the castle, which heats it.
You ready for this? Maybe it's dragon eggs that were left up there. You don't gotta worry about that.
What?
During the Dance of the Dragons, which we see during House of the Dragon, Jacaerys, who is Rhaenyra's eldest boy, goes up there with a dragon, and I forget who. The book is told through a black loyalist, a green loyalist, and a crazy fool named Mushroom. He says that the dragon that everyone thinks is a male is actually a female, and it laid eggs up there. So people theorize that that could have something to do with Winterfell, or possibly the eggs could be in Winterfell, keeping it warm.
That's what's creating the hot spring.
Maybe.
But
it's a little out there.
It wouldn't last that long, in my opinion, just because we've seen Daenerys's eggs.
Yeah.
And they weren't hot.
Yes, unless it's different. Gus! It didn't work, and now I feel silly. I don't want you. Yeah, but I don't think so. But yeah, you don't gotta worry about that. There's a natural heart spring, so it is warm. That is how they're staying warm. Not everyone's not getting smoked out by fires.
So it would make sense for it to be dungeon tower cells, because they wouldn't be heated.
I like that. So yeah, you guys head up a tower cell. He gets like drug up and dropped in there, and it's you, Artos. Artos commands Gregor Forrester to go secure the perimeter, so it's just you and two Starks, Lord Ned and Artos. And Artos just begins by like grabbing him and going, "You are going to comply with us, or you will die here and now."
Do we know who this man is? I look to both of the Stark brothers that are in front of me.
Edwild like confirms with Artos first, who's 2 decades older than him, but Artos shakes his head. "I do not recognize you. You're not one of ours." And he like throws him against the wall, and the man only glares and like.
I presume this is who killed our men? Slowly getting more angry in his voice.
Me and Gregor found him with a group of men that we did not recognize wearing our banners, Stark men. And some of them, the cloths were red and bloody already. So we don't have turncoats, we just have victims of execution, and their skin is worn by animals like these. We were only able to capture one alive. And he's not speaking, but he will soon.
Thank you, Artos. Corlys, in not a fit of rage, but not really minding himself, is going to walk up to the guy and grab the front of his shirt and lift him up against the wall.
You can do that because Corlys is 18 and 6'5", I think is what we landed on. You're
it's a very quarterback-esque build.
A Song of Ice and Fire has some like mythical kind of characters. Duncan the Tall is 6'11" at 17, but he's not dying from that. If you were that tall and that age, really, you wouldn't live long. But he lives to an old age. Tyrion is a imp. That's not the term. He gets called that. He is a little person. In the story, he gets called that. He's actually really short for a little person. I think he's like 3 foot. George constantly says that Peter Dinklage was too tall to play Tyrion. But he's able to do like acrobatics, which is very outside. So there are mythical, like Conan the Barbarian, or like biblical figures. So you being 18 but big as hell, not out of the realm of possibility for this story.
And still so much smaller than Duncan.
The actor, I think, is 6'6", which is probably the tallest you can get without having like health issues, I would think, for the show. He is 6'11" in the books, and he's 17 in the first one. He would grow till 25. So he probably died 7 foot or taller.
I know this was like a little bit of a joke online for a while, but it would have been so funny to get Wembayamba. Wait, what is his name? Wemby?
Who?
The basketball player.
I'm not aware.
People call him Wemby, but I can't remember his actual name.
I looked up A Song of Ice and Fire after it instead of basketball. Is that tall?
Victor Wembanyama.
How big is this motherfucker?
He is
7'4".
He's taller than Dunk,
and he's only 22, so he would grow for 3 more years if he had a typical build. And yeah, even then he looks really skinny. Sad.
Mm-hmm. But
He's doing
the idea
fine.
of him playing dunk.
There's a photo of him dunking on somebody. Dunk. Okay, back to the plot.
That was the joke. you found it.
You lift and slam him to the wall, and Ardos makes no move to stop you. And Edwow, you don't even see him; he's behind you. He goes, "Let go of me, you southern fucker!"
I am going to scrape. I'm gonna let him drop a little bit to grab his face and scrape the back of his head against the wall and drop him.
You do that, you just can do it, and he kind of cuts up a little bit, and you drop him, and you hear like footsteps behind you, but then like the sound of armor on armor, and it sounds like someone moved forward and the other person stopped them behind you, and yeah, he's just sitting there going.
Corliss is then going to get down on one knee and grab his nose and say, "You can begin speaking, or I will begin taking."
Back in King's Landing, a small council meeting is about to begin. You may read the black lines. A small council meeting begins. Egg comes in fast. He's been doing a lot lately, so like the previous meeting and the ones before that, he comes in late. Betha, his queen, is not in attendance for this one, but he comes in with some Kingsguard. Snow is clinging stubbornly to the windowsills of the Red Keep that have been like boarded up. It's packed into the corners like a lingering spirit that refuses to leave the castle. Inside, the council is warmer but tense. Aegon, the fifth of his name, sits at the head of the table with his fingers steepled after he sits, his expression grave. The empty white cloak that is draped across the chair next to him, and in between him and Lord Commander Roland Crakehall, is heavy. Egg says, "Sir Donald of Duskendale was not a man that should have died in an alley. The cloak has a deep crimson stain on it. Mr. Hobart, who Tagon spoke to previously, no, your grace, nor a man easily overpowered. He was said to have been stabbed clean through deliberately."
A murder, then, not drunken mischance?
Says Stavron Swan, the Master of Laws.
Aye, and one done clean. Whoever did it knew how to kill a knight.
Says the Lord Commander. It's quiet for a moment. Sir Brian Blackwood, who is the hand of the king, leans forward, which leaves us with two matters then, justice and replacement.
That was black for me.
I apologize heavily. You will be speaking for Brian the rest, so you should say that very quickly. Not quickly, but...
Which leaves us with two matters, justice and replacement.
Egg says justice will come. It must, but the Kingsguard cannot remain a 6. Sir Willem Wilde shifts in his seat. He glances at the stained cloak. Sir Duncan the Tall stands there silent and solemn, his great hands resting on the back of a chair. It seems like Aegon's court is very casual. Kingsguard do not have chairs typically. They just stand, if any of them are even in attendance. Darrell Nortel says, "The realm will be watching. A white cloak is not merely a sword arm. It is a message, a representative of his grace." Gerald Lannister says, "Then we should be careful with our choice. There are many suitable candidates."
I'm certain you have one in mind.
"A few, Brian. The Westerlands are not lacking in knights of quality, of course."
Stavron gives a short snort. "Nor in Lannisters, it seems." I don't remember the voice I gave it. There are others. Samwell Smallwood has fought in the Riverlands. John Florent is said to be quick with a blade. Cregan Coy... Coy?
I think Kai. I don't think it's ever
Kai?
said. It's a very minor house. C-U-Y. I think Kai.
Kai has strength. Clarence Cargill, if he could be convinced to leave his house, has skill enough. A handful of names, but none that hold much power in the realm.
Darrow says, "Franklin Frey holds power, a tourney knight of no small renown and of a very powerful house."
"And no small appetite. Lecherous, lustful, and fond of wine. Shall we cloak him in white and pray he keeps his vows longer than a fortnight?" What of Peter Pommingham in the Reach?
Hobart says, "Slew by Ben Beesbury the last summer. My hand Perhaps Tarmin Bainfort? A large man and strong, to be sure.
And clever as an auroch. We need a knight, not a battering ram. Pierce Karen, mayhaps.
Duncan comes forth and speaks very casually. It seems he is at home among the council.
A good man, well loved, brave, true.
Almost as beloved as you, Darrow says.
That is precisely the problem. The Kingsguard is not a place for rivals in the people's hearts. We serve the king, not stand beside him. We serve the king, not stand beside him.
Gerald says, my cousin, Sir Tyler Lannister. A good lad.
Of course, convenient.
Qualified.
Connected.
Both can be true. Tyler is young, yes, but promising. Beloved in the Westerlands. Trained well, given time, he will be an exceptional warrior.
And then, just one quick aside, we should next time take a scan of this and put it on the screen.
Oh,
so people know who's talking.
That's fun. I like that.
I was on Stevron.
Brian. Above it.
Oh. And in the meantime, your influence at court grows all the more stronger.
I serve the realm, as do we all.
Some serve it more profitably than others.
Aegon raises his hand. I will not have this decided by suspicion alone. Tell me plainly, what kind of knight is he? And Gerald goes, eager, capable, still unproven in any great war. He is too young to have participated in the recent, but he is not lacking in courage.
A boy, then.
A boy who could become a great knight.
A boy who would wear a white cloak while learning how to be one. The Kingsguard is not a training yard.
Darrow says, nor is it a tomb for old glories.
Roland then pipes up. If he's as good as you say, Lord Gerald, let him prove it. Steel tells truth that words cannot. Or get him killed before he ever earns the cloak, Brian pipes up again. Every knight was unproven once, and some are given chances others never see, Duncan finishes.
That, more than anything, seems to settle the tone of the table for the moment. Aegon leans back in his chair, studying the table, the tension, the ambition, and doubt of all the different people. A white cloak is for life, not for convenience, nor for politics, nor for promises of what a man might become. I want trials, Lord Commander. I understand we are in a winter, but do it quietly. Let the candidates be tested not only in skill, but in character.
Aye, Your Grace.
Bring me names. Karen, this, Tylar, any others you deem worthy. And Darrow goes, and the murder? That I will see answered before the snow melts. The wind is striking the tower, making it tense. And besides the table, the empty white cloak just sits there, seeming to get more sullied. That is yeah, definitely feel free to invent names for this, because Tyler is not a name that exists, but just like Kevin, it's Tyler. It's modern, and I like it a lot. I like what I did with it.
There's a guy on TikTok named Tyler, and all he does is he swings nunchucks around and tells you to have a good day.
That's the knight.
That's him.
This knight uses nunchucks. Untested in battle.
Tyroshi dueling sticks is probably what George R. R. Martin would name nunchucks.
As you're back in Winterfell, as you're holding his nose, Artis comes up and goes, why have the Krennigmen been attacking the envoys? And if you have been working with them, why are you pretending to be our Stark men? And the man goes, I won't answer any of your questions. You have to kill me. You'll have to kill me to keep the truth. Jesus Christ. You have to kill me to keep me silent.
I'm going to grab the top of his head and palm into his nose as hard as I can.
Yeah. You do that, and he drops and spits, and Edwild then grabs your arm and just he doesn't say anything. He just settles you.
Corlys is going to stand up and take a step back.
You guys do an aside as he's sitting there growling, spitting blood. Ardos goes, I think we'll get answers if we let the wounds percolate. Let him sit there in his pain. Me and Ned need to go make sure that Gregor, he is a good warrior, but he is untrained in keeping the perimeter. We're gonna go ensure that that is kept safe.
Uh, if it is all right with you, I would like a servant to go fill a bucket up with snow and bring it inside.
We could arrange that.
Thank you.
I charge you. Keep an eye on him. Do not let him die. Do not let him escape. I
Could you
think.
have the servant bring it here then?
Yes. 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 I can do that. Probably within the hour, depending on how this goes, we will go out searching for more people. So I will contact you before then.
Yes, sir.
The Lord Stark and his elder advisor leave you alone with this man. After a bit, he just sits there in pain. A younger man around your age, unless you wanted to do anything in the 5 minutes it takes snow to come.
I just stare at him.
Intensely. A man comes in, like I said, your age with a thick pail of snow. He goes, Sir Corliss?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And he takes it. Do you have a rag?
Yes. Yes. He grabs his hands are like kind of frostbitten. It looks like Rory Castle.
Thank you. That is all.
Yes,
He's gonna put it there. He puts it up wherever the warmest part of the room is. He puts the snow bucket in.
You can set next to like a lantern, yeah.
As he fixes the rag into the middle of the snow in the bucket, allowing it to get soaked in water. He lets it sit for about 10 minutes as he continues to stare at the man.
The man is bound and like tries to stand a couple times. It just falls down. His face is heavily bleeding and the blood has kind of not frozen to his face, but is stuck there cold. And eventually you look over and you hear like the slushing slowly. It is ready for waterboarding, I presume.
He is going to take the rag and lay it across the man's face. And then grab the bucket and walk it and set it down next to his head.
Just you putting it then, like makes him wince heavily.
He then lifts up the rag above his mouth to where he still can't see, but it's up above his mouth. I'm giving you another chance.
Your lord is a king killer.
He then drips a portion of the bucket onto his face with the rag still up.
The cold hits him. We don't follow names. Everything you do with your northern kings is wrong, and you will be punished for it.
He flips over the rag and pours another bit of the water on his face as he holds down his shoulders so he can't like.
You see him convulse, and the rag turns red from the blood, and blood some pours, and he's.
I rip it off his face.
I do not even have information that would be helpful to you. And you see at some point from that punching, a tooth falls out when he says that.
I'm going to roll an insight check.
Okay.
Because up to this point, he didn't care if he knew. Let me, boom. It's going to be -2. 11.
11? He seems like he's telling the truth. The only possible wrinkle is that you don't know what he thinks is it useful. Anything could be useful to you.
What does he look like?
Our leader?
Yes.
Red-haired, long-haired, tall, like any of us.
What does he wear?
Fur armors, but stark clothes now. I was sent out. His name Arson. I was sent out and told to not return unless Artos was dead. I don't know where he and the people are. He starts to sway.
I am gonna grab the side of his head and like kind of sit him up, and I like tap him on the side of the face. You're staying awake.
Yes, yes.
When is he expecting you to return?
Arson, he
At any time, he is waiting 2 weeks. If I do not return with Ardos's head, he is simply going to storm Winterfell. Oh,
Return where?
an area in the land that you call Bolton, an abandoned fort. But they are only meant to be there when the 2 weeks comes into being. We're meant to stay and wait for them. I don't think they will be there, but some land in House Bolton's area.
Thank you. This is helpful. And he is going to push him back down to his side where he was laying before and walk to the outside of the door.
They call him Red Sun. Arson Red Sun. That is all I know. I am not close with him.
In the middle of him, like, saying whatever he can to get in the good graces of him, he continues walking out, not even letting him finish that statement before he is out of the room.
I mean, you walk down the banners and you see.
I'm standing right in front of the door because they told me to watch him.
So correct, yeah. Then you just wait and exit. After a few minutes, Rory Castle returns with Gregor Forrester. Comes up and goes, Gregor, who you've just now met, a big burly warrior, blondish brownish hair of House Forrester, which, if you are unaware of, is the main house in the Telltale Game of Thrones video game.
Wild.
If you're a fan of the Telltale Walking Dead video games or Guardians of the Galaxy, what are the more popular ones? The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us. If you're a fan of that, it is pretty heavily connected to the show. So if you're a Song of Ice and Fire fan, but not a Game of Thrones fan, Kit Harington's Jon Snow is in it. Marjorie Tyrell, Tyrion, Daenerys. It's like side characters that are off screen during the events of seasons 3 and 4, I think. But it's pretty interesting if you're a fan of Game of Thrones or just want more lore. Surprising to me, House Forrester existed before the Telltale game. It is just offhandedly mentioned in A Dance of Dragons.
That's cool.
So I guess they sought out one paragraph house to use, which is what I would do. I wouldn't invent one, I'd find one. And they gave it all this lore that is semi-canon. Iron from Ice is their house wards. They have a Valyrian steel blade, I believe.
George is, at least from what I've seen, he kind of just uses whatever he can. So I would bet that it would be.
Yeah.
Canon, that is.
Yeah. But the plot follows a member in the North after Robb Stark's death, which you're aware of. I'm not spoiling it for Ashton if anyone's. And what happens after that? A daughter who is in King's Landing and is Marjorie Tyrell's handmaiden, and the older brother who has been banished, similar to Jorah Mormont, who is in service of Daenerys Targaryen. That is the three, which is like a really crazy but also really cool way to connect all those. If it was a little OCE, I guess, but
it was real.
Yeah. So if you're interested in the stories of House Forrester, play the game. They're pretty freaking cool. It does have some of the worst Telltale decisions ever. There's one thing where you have 4 choices, and literally no matter what you say, a bad guy comes up and stabs. It's not like he says a different thing. Literally, it might be the worst example ever. Literally, no matter what decision you choose, nothing changes from the scene that plays next. It doesn't say like, oh, in that case, or oh, really, literally
instantly
nothing.
That's so illy.
Put it on mixtape. Gregor goes, what did he tell you? What did you gain from him?
He was sent to kill Artos. He is supposed to return to Belton within the next 2 weeks. Was it Belton?
Bolton.
Bolton. Within the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, a group of men under the banner of what did he say, Red King?
He said that he called Ardos King Killer. And then he said that you guys follow a false king. And then he said that their leader is called Arson Red Sun. That is 3 separate things. That is a conclusion that you would make.
And they will attack Winterfell under the banners of an Arson Red Sun.
You should tell Ardos and Ned this. Me and Rory will keep track of him.
Thank you.
There
is a bucket of water and a rag if you wish to keep questioning him.
Fantastic. Good lad. He pats you on the shoulder. He goes in. House Bolton. Bolt on. There's a theory they're vampires. Moving
Ooh.
on. I like keep hitting you with the craziest ones.
Going back to the CK3 AGOT mod, I did put in the vampire race one time.
Did you? Is that
There's a
from
mod,
CK3 or AGOT?
a different mod entirely.
Okay, because there is a pretty. Unfortunately, there's a lot of evidence that I like. I don't think it's intentional, but there's a theory that Roose Bolton, the current head of House Bolton, who's fighting with the Starks, is a vampire. I don't think so at all. Unfortunately, it'd be a really fun wrinkle into the supernatural element of the North.
It would be so cool if it had like a berserk level, like, oh,
Yeah.
they can't see these things because of this,
Yeah.
and now they can.
It would be cool if, like, oh, someone kills Roose and then his skin falls off and then just never expanded upon. I don't think that's the case at all. I think he's just a creepy motherfucker. But I like just hitting you with.
And
I'm
maybe,
not even gonna talk. No, I'm not even gonna talk about people think Tyrion is a time traveling son of Daenerys and Khal Drogo. I don't like that one. I don't think it's in earnest. But we won't get into it. That's what I need to do. I need to have you in a podcast episode go over the craziest theories. Yeah, but Gregor.
ooh, craziest
Checks
theories
out.
tier list would be really good.
Tier listing. The issue is a lot of the stuff you don't know. But maybe
I just need to
theories.
keep reading.
Maybe theories, and you try to think about something. Because if I said, have you met Roose Bolton yet?
Maybe you just tell me what the title of the theory
I'm like,
is.
Roose
and
Bolton's
I-
a vampire. Explain how he's a vampire. And
That's
you're
really
like,
good.
oh.
And then I can only use his base Wikipedia page.
I like that too, giving you a little bit of information because I don't know if you've met Roose Bolton yet. He becomes
No.
very important quickly because he's the head of that whole area once the fight starts. He counsels Robb and Catelyn, and he's very close. People ship him and Catelyn.
Weird.
She's loyal, but it's a little cute. Cool. Yeah, so you go and you meet Artos.
I tell him the information, the same information that I just told the knight at the top.
You, Ed, and Baelish and Artos are in a room.
I think we take him down to Bolton. We lay a trap for these people. They're expecting him to return with your head, I assume, Artos.
There's many frozen corpses out there. We could provide him with a head. May have to bloody it up a little bit to make it look like my handsome face, but we could
Whatever it could take, I
did not intend for this to be a very this exact thing happens in The Walking Dead.
oh yeah,
A guy gets hurt and gets sent back to the Saviors with a head that they have to fuck up to make it look like Xander Berkeley. But no, it's cool.
And I am going, it is my idea that I think that would be the easiest way to deal with this threat. Otherwise, we allow him for the time to lapse and they come here.
I can send Brandon or Benjen as a night rider to the Dreadfort where House Bolton is and see if they can muster some men discreetly, and then we can pincer them in.
If Xander and his crew have not left yet, those men could also be of use. That is on the way, I believe.
Unfortunately, it
No.
is not.
Oh,
It
no.
is to the right of Winterfell.
My bad,
Their
my
guys
bad.
are going straight down.
Yeah.
But if you think they should stay,
No.
But they're returning with the food and supplies that Jasper's tweaking for.
Yes.
So
If it was on the way, that'd be different, but it's
Yeah.
not. Never mind. I don't say that. Yeah, that would be more than helpful. I am willing to lead this expedition. I know that you and your brother have many things. Is it brother?
nephew.
Nephew. You and your nephew.
When
have-
William died in the last war, Ed's father, Artos, ruled as regent for a little bit.
while he grew up.
Yes. Which is not canon, but a fun fan theory. Ardos is pointed out as it being in the Winterfell crypts, but only lords go down there, and he was never a lord. So weird. The main fan theory is he ruled as regent for Ed.
To be fair,
Maybe there's something.
Lyanna's also down there.
Yeah, but that's like a tragedy.
Yeah.
But true. Yeah, it is a regular. Yeah, but it could have been Ardos was just a really good warrior, so maybe it didn't need a reason.
Tragedies or great.
But, in my timeline,
names.
Ardos ruled for Ed while he was youthful.
Yeah.
And they're very close. That is his nephew. And then his sons are his cousins. Brandon and Benjen are cousins to Ned. Ned.
I know you both have most likely many things you need to keep track of here with how awful this storm has been. I'd be more than happy to lead this expedition to Bolton. At least the men who come from here.
I have a theory, Ardo says, on who these men could be. But I'll get to that. I will be there with it. If you want to flex leadership, I might be malleable to that. But we can work out those finer details later. I think my current plan, House Stark has more warriors, but House Bolton's warriors, they have many tactics for food out there. They'd be better fed. So we'd have more men, but they'd have better fed men. We can use a recent tactic. He kind of eyes Baelish, who's a recent warrior with him. House Stark will corner them in with a bunch of men, and then a large group of exceptional warriors will come in and kill them.
Who is in this room?
Baelish and Ardos and Ed and you.
Cool.
When he says that, Baelish nods and goes, "The hammer and the anvil." And they kind of nod and look at each other.
I don't know quite of this tactic you're speaking of, but seems like it would work. You would know better than me, the both of you. Just to be as forthcoming as I can be, this is not something that I believe you would see as anything being of wrongdoing, but this mission has my family lands riding on it, hypothetically. So, as much as I can get my name on things, I wish it to be.
What house are you from again, son?
Corbray. My father sided with the Blackfires in the past.
Oh, Damon, yeah. But
I'm
your
rectifying that.
grandfather, I think, Gawain, he fought the first Damon for an hour with that blade. I guess you get to pick which Corbray to become.
I will become the Corbray that saves my name.
I believe that. I'll keep an eye out for you once we get out there.
All I ask is for embellishment.
I can provide that if you earn it.
Shut up, stupid Twitch bot. Die. We don't want your free viewers.
Shut up, Mom!
Shut up, Mom! Silence from you. You're cut off.
Key and Peele reactions compilation skit.
Is that from Key and Peele?
Yeah!
I didn't even know that.
That's
I just know that one clip of that kid saying it.
Key. What's his name?
And Peele?
Keegan Michael Key returns home and he's talking about how good his wife is and he's about to get married to his parents, and then they cut to Jordan Peele, who's obese and has long thinning hair and goes, "Shut up, Mom!" Has she been married before? Nope. Ever had a boyfriend? Of course. Sloppy seconds. Which
Evil.
evil, gross, disgusting. Sloppy seconds, at least, is what he said.
The minimum. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So if there's anything you have to do before you guys get geared out and head out,
No.
He orders his boy Brandon, his eldest, to go out and find a head of a corpse of the many corpses. He actually returns with the head of one of the Veiled Knights, who died just outside to the direwolf, and kind of does it with respect, but
The back of a blade.
kind of, and with it frozen too, like a little hit probably smashes it out the way. It was whoever looked the most like Ardos, and he kind of holds it up to his dad's face, and it's you see he has a little craziness in his eyes as he's butchering a man to look like his father beheaded.
Yeah.
That is some A Song of Ice and Fire bullshit.
Corlys is. Is it only Artos that's joining us, other than the Bolton men? When we get there,
That is the plan. You see, Brandon and him are like arguing. They're twins, but Benjen is a little shorter in like their fraternal. It seems like Brandon is treated as the eldest, and Benjen doesn't even request to go on the journey, and Brandon has to get like put down. Ardos seems like the only man that's coming from House Stark. Both of his sons are staying here, and Edwyle, his nephew, is staying here. So just Ardos, yes.
all right. I know you're about to kill this motherfucker. I know you're going to.
Who?
Just so you know.
Who?
I know
Who?
you're going to.
Who?
Yeah. Corliss is going to go to his room and pack the essentials as he has done for the past 2 days in a row.
Yeah, you're.
Well, I guess it was longer than a day to get up here, but you know what I meant.
Yeah, yeah. You just get your stuff ready, and you mount a horse, not your horse, because your horse died.
Thunder.
I was hoping he would be
Lightning,
on
sorry.
screen. He looks so good on screen. I'm betting his little handsome. Yeah. Okay. Well, you just got off. Come back. Come closely. Okay. So you head off. If there is nothing else you wish to
The
do,
stream is so behind.
is it? That's okay. If there's nothing else you wish to do before you go off, we will return to King's Landing with Tagon. Can you please make? I'm James Bond villain.
Can I
you
make?
please make an investigation check as Tagon gets ready and seeks out Loris Lips? Stupid when I said that.
Lore slips.
Loose lips, sink ships. That wasn't intentional. That's crazy. If this guy snitches, which he probably will, loose lips, sink ships.
You said
I'm
insight
not playing this.
or no
Investigation.
investigation. I always get that mixed up. 9.
Look at this handsome boy. You're going through the streets of King's Landing.
Rest in peace, horse. For real, he died last time. It was.
You guys were riding through the marshes.
It was a Cranigman with a
and
spear.
Cranigmen, who are marshmen, came in with a wooden spear and he reared and stabbed and you fell into the mud. But you know who can get new horses? A lord. You're gonna get pimped out. You're gonna get horses. You're gonna get kids. Yeah.
The Cranigmen are kind of similar in like how they exist to if you've played Red Dead Redemption 2 of the what is that place?
The Murfree Brood.
No,
Or the Skinners.
I wasn't thinking of either. I was thinking of just the people who live out in the swamps.
Oh, the Nightmen.
You keep saying different. I'm talking about
No,
just
they're called the Nightmen, but there's a more recognizable name. Just the people who are. They reminded me of the Whisperers from The Walking Dead when I first saw them.
True.
The Night Folk is what they're called. Just the people that if you played Red Dead in the like Lanahatchee rivers, the swamps areas, there's guys that are covered in mud and just live out there. The difference being that the Cranigmen have like noble houses and they have like but like their noble house might be like a wooden hut.
Yeah.
Versus like a castle. So there is hierarchy. They serve the Starks in the north. But no, yeah, the Night Folk, yeah. In the Bayou boys. Scary motherfuckers.
That mission with the giant crocodile in Red Dead Redemption 2.
It makes me upset that Rockstar's universes aren't like interesting enough to put a story in.
It's just kind of
you can
just do the
a
Wild
story
West.
in Red Dead, but like it's Lanahatchee River versus Lanahassee River or what's the real one? Lanahassee versus Lanahatchee, I think is the difference. Yeah, it's just parodies of names. Same for GTA.
You might as well just do the real world, which will be more interesting.
Yeah. Grover Cleveland. Okay, I'm gonna. So Tagon, yeah, you make it. It's difficult. You do come to a handful of breweries, but you have to wait a couple hours. Please make an endurance check for the cold, bitch.
I swear to God, that's at a 19, and then I moved this. I can
Looks
take
like
the
a
9.
to me.
Okay.
No, I drugged you.
I swear to God, let me show you
endurance check.
I legitimately did like I moved it like
That's
this.
a 6, brother. You're going lower.
How did it go to 9? It doesn't matter.
I drugged
Let me.
Oh Jesus.
You said endurance.
Correct.
That's going to be a 21.
So you actually, with the aid of the few clothes you have, you're extremely. Probably the main thing is you're extremely focused. So you just fight through the cold. Eventually, you do see a knight walking into a brewery. He lifts the door, opens it, looks and like shuts it closed. He fits the armor description that Egg gave you of all blue and then pink lines.
Do I? I'm gonna make a perception check. I'm looking for any other door other than the one that he entered through.
Make a perception check.
Oh my God, I'm rolling good again. That's going to be. Why am I blind? It's going to be a +1, so that's a 20 on that.
Apologies for walking off screen for just a moment. My dog was tweaking.
You be tweaking.
He just does that thing where he dreams and he's like, And I like to wake him up when that's happening. I don't know if it's good or not, but
Doesn't matter. It's just a dream.
yeah, because now he's doing the exact same thing, but he's chill. He's not. Okay. What did you get?
I got a 20 on that.
You do see that there are now he done got it. There are different
They're fine.
fuck. There are there is the main door, but there's also like windows that you think could be opened, and the door is back enough if you come around and like explore. If you which you do see that there is a back entrance that is smaller and probably used for just carrying things in from the back.
I go in that way, not
Make
following
a
behind.
stealth check, I assume.
Yeah.
I
No, I'm
bazooka
just
my way.
walking in. I'm here to look at the yeast.
Show me your yeast.
Maybe I should put on an accent when I'm pretending to be Bulric. It probably should have been something I've been doing this whole time.
Nah, you can make that decision right now if you want.
He would just be Southern, so
I don't know if that exists.
the Kranigman.
I already have thought of an amazing theory I want you to talk about. That, in fact, would be the Valyrian steel shotgun, but you don't have to worry about that right now. What did you get on your roll?
like the lead throwers from Star Wars. It's going to be an 11.
An 11 for your stealth check. So yeah, you kind of clatter in there. You kind of have to shove the door. It's like pulling on the ground. You have to shut it. You're nervous in there. You go forward. The guy doesn't seem to notice you. You can peer and see him just sitting there. He does, in fact, he is talking to somebody. You hear him say, I'm sorry for being late. And the gentleman goes, Loris, I have been waiting for the entire day. I had a meeting this morning. I had to rush out of. What took you so long? Make a perception check. What in the good God's name is he doing?
Natural 20.
For real?
Bro.
You recognize
I
the
feel-
gentleman he's talking to. Somehow, only because you got a critical success, you have only seen him once in like an entourage, but you recognize this guy. This guy is Sir Steveron Swan, who is the Master of Laws. Not Gerald Lannister, Master of Coin, who you were expecting to see. As you creep by and listen, Steveron goes, Hagon has been much more guarded lately. If we continue to have these meetings, we need to be better about it. And Loris goes, I'm sorry, I was held up by training. The position of Commander of Goldcloaks, one of the regents, was handed to me. You know that. And Steveron goes, I know. Just what have you spotted about Gerald Lannister? Make a second stealth check as he says this. Hello, third.
It's going to be another 11.
Another 11. What is his name? Loris goes,
What did you say?
Loris goes, I've just been noticing more and more coin moving. I have no way of knowing without looking at manifests if it's good or not. If I become a commander, that will be easier to do, but it is a slow process. You know that. I'm not being advanced upon very quickly. And when he says that, you kind of accidentally bump as you're trying to sneak. You bump into a table and both of them like turn. And Loris like grabs his sword and goes, hello? Slowly begins to pull it out.
Tagon is going to quickly attempt to crawl over to the door, and pull it open again in like a very quick fashion, so it slams open, and then stand up very quickly to make it seem like he came through the door.
Yeah.
Would that be?
I'd say performance or persuasion. Or I mean deception. Performance or deception.
Either is the same. So this is going to be a +10 either way. I'm doing. Let's do a deception.
Yeah, it just depends on how you roleplay.
Oh my god, 13.
13. What do you say as you burst through and kind of slam the door shut?
Oh god, it's cold out there. Is there anybody in here?
Yes, come forth. You kind of come from behind.
Hello. I'm sorry. It's the winds are getting to me. I don't have the thickest of clothing.
What are you doing in here, boy?
I was sent by King Aegon. I am needing to look at the yeast stores. There should be some still left in here.
Yes, Sir Stepmon comes up. We were sent here on a similar goal, just to intake all of the yeast, which has been going bad. I can show you to the stalls. I was a frequenter here before the winter. He comes and shows you, kind of brings you to an area past the back area, and he just points to giant um ice on them stalls of yeast, and he goes, um. I believe our business almost here was concluded. If you'd like, I have a envoy that is meant to that is waiting for me just outside. If you like, I can have Sir Loris stay with you to keep you safe. I know the winter has made it dangerous to walk through the city.
Either way is fine. It was a pleasure to meet you either way. What was your name again?
Swan.
Swan. It's nice to meet you, Swan. I'm Bulric. I
Bulric.
just got into the city last night, so.
I heard about you. Yes. The yeast inspector. Yes.
Yeast inspector.
The yeast inspector. The yeast provider.
So if you don't know, the way they ferment alcohol is they gotta use. I don't think it's actually yeast. I think I'm incorrect.
I don't know. I think, isn't it?
Is it yeast?
I know that there's corn beer. Like,
Yeah.
especially in this time, the type of ale would have been made like from dried corn stalks and things like that. So I think
I don't know if they'd call it that, but
I don't know.
I'm here to inspect the ale.
Amazing.
Um,
Grown ups too reference.
but yes, it's very good to meet you, Swan.
Loris goes, yes, I can stay with you until you journey back to the Red Keep. No issue. I will be a gold cloak soon, so I have no issue. It's practice.
Absolutely, I am more than happy to allow you to practice.
Everyone bows and like turns to leave, even if you continue to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stevron leaves.
Cool.
And Loris just waits while you inspect the yeast,
I'm
the
gonna-
stalks of ale.
I'm gonna take out the dagger that I have and cut open one of the bags to inspect it and then put it back. I try and like hide it in some way, but this is the only thing I have to cut open a bag, and I can't
Arrow.
not do it.
Make a stealth or sleight of hand check.
It's gonna be sleight of hand
Okay.
specifically.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an 11. Bro, I rolled an 8 for both the spell check and the sleight of hand.
Put it back. Loris goes, that's a mighty expensive dagger, it seems. Where did you come from, you said?
Tyrosh. It's
Grab the bag and you're looking through the maize and corn and
yeah,
yeast in
looking
there.
for anything that's like weird. I don't know what I'm looking for in person. Yes, it's a Tyroshi blade. It's very sharp. It's made from a rock off the shore.
Look at this up check. Well, yeah. Persuasion, but like, what is Valyrian steel made of? It's just a powerful. It would be a rock because steel, iron, those are rocks.
If it's deception, it's gonna be 23.
He goes, nice. If you get in a difficult spot, members of the Gold Cloaks or Kingsguard, I imagine one of them would buy that off of you if you wished to pawn it. No pressure, of course, just if you were ever curious.
No, it's something precious to me, but I appreciate that
Of
either
course,
way. Have you bought ale before here?
I am relatively new to the city. I came just before the winter started.
I
So
see.
unfortunately, no.
Well, it seems you've made some pretty good connections. Being the what was the guy's role again? Master of Arms,
Law.
Master of Laws. Being having meetings with the Master of Laws and all. He says that in like a kind of accusatory tone.
Oh, House Lips. We're from the Vale of Aaron, so definitely far away. My father was a very staunch loyalist. He was one of the first. He swore to Makar, I believe, in the last rebellion, before Lord Jasper Aaron even did, or one of our overlords, essentially. I know you may not know, being Tyroshi. So I was promised to become a gold cloak, but much has happened in recent years after that. And once I came of age, I came here, but the winter has made it difficult for new gold cloaks to come into being. But I am patiently awaiting.
I see. Well, I'm about done here. I appreciate you watching over me. I'm sure I can make it to the keep myself. However, I would like to give you something to at least begin draping your cloak in gold. And he is going to hand him 10 gold pieces.
Yeah.
10 gold dragons, I mean to say.
Does anything come with these dragons?
Just your payment for watching over me as I
course.
went about my duties. You
If-
have a very good one,
Loris.
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 Nice to meet you.
Yes. Nice to meet you.
Meet ya.
Yeah, and he walks off, allowing you to come on, allowing you two to go your own separate ways. Is there anywhere you went to go before, or returning all the way back to the Red Keep? You're in Flea Bottom, so if you want to look for like a merchant, or if you want to rob anything or anything like that, you're in the poor part of the city, buddy.
I am going to attempt to follow the footprints of Mr. Swan.
Stavron Swan. Yeah, make a investigation check. And I might say with advantage, because they are heavy footprints, and he was kind of moving haphazardly and slightly foolishly.
That is going to be a 12.
A 12. You are able to follow a trajectory, but it seems like it's decently going back to the Red Keep.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I make my way back into Flea Bottom. I am just gonna kind of get a lay of the land, and just kind of walk my way around. Do you want me to make like a luck roll to see what kind of place I end up
You
at?
can make a perception check if you want. Are you heading for like pleasure houses or anything like that?
Nothing specifically.
Nothing
just
specifically.
making my way around, trying to like recognize everything, because the only way he can remember which ways to go is just by memorizing the place.
Especially in the quality of the city and that is in with the snow everywhere. Yeah. You need to see it.
This perception, that's gonna be an 11.
11. There's ale houses, prostitution rooms, merchant stalls, pot shops, bait shacks. I'm not reading from a list. There's a lot of heavy gates leading to the location.
I'm gonna find my way inside of a. Let me just. Are there any like general like kind of shady looking pawn shop kind of places?
There is like some alleys. They're called alleys, but they're like large streets actually of the area, like Eel Alley and Gin Alley. You can go down Gin Alley and Pig Alley, also in Weasel Alley. You go down one, and it seems like it's a shady area. The thick walls of the like thick shoved together buildings do provide actually a very nice cover from the snow that is lacking in the more expanded areas. And you see there's like 20 or so people on the streets, kids that are like trading things on the ground and stuff like that, people that are trading coppers, some merchants selling weapons. Your eyes spot a Bravosi looking gentleman who has like a shaved head and like a thick, long, curled beard that goes down to like his waist, and he's just like sitting there playing with his rings and like looking at people walking by. So you see someone comes up to him.
Is he a jeweler?
He doesn't seem to have anything on his stall. He's sitting in like a stool and he's just talking. Someone goes up to him and they have a quick, very efficient conversation, and he walks off.
Tagon, not understanding what business he is running, finds this intriguing, so he walks up to him and speaks to the man. Hello, I was just looking around and I see you don't have anything on your counter. Are your goods more for the mind than for the eyes?
The mind and the ears and the mouth, I would say. I am Izadio, and he takes your hand. I work...
Bulric.
I work in secrets, you could say.
I see. Secrets of Flea Bottom? Secrets of
Westeros. I'm currently stationed in Flea Bottom. I have not been able to make it much around due to the weather as of the current late years. I was under the impression that the docks were closed, but I hear recently someone has been making that not the case.
Even in the state of the weather, I'm good with secrets. If you would like any information.
Yes. Less so information, more an eye. Could I hire you to do something?
Of course.
If I were to give you 5 gold dragons, would you be willing to follow a swan?
5, unfortunately, is very low. My fee for following a small councilman would have to be at least 50. Especially considering I would be evading Darrow Martel, the Master of Whisperers. I am to him, to the peasants, what he is to the crownsmen, we would say.
Then you have a good day, my sir. And he's going to instantaneously begin to walk away from him.
Boy.
And he stops. Yes, sir?
I can take your 5 gold, if there is more of it to come.
That is one of the only things I am currently certain of.
What do you want to know, Sir Stefan?
I only wish to know his whereabouts, where he goes, what he does on his day-to-day, what women he fucks.
I can tell you that.
I will give you 5 gold pieces for each day you spend.
I will follow him for the rest of this day and tomorrow, and I will keep you informed.
And then next time I will pay you the full 50 that I see you.
Fantastic.
So a total of 60 gold. Is, I will give you the 10 now.
Thank you.
And he hands him 10 gold.
He takes the 10 gold. I should be able to find where you and your sister are staying. Someone else may bring you the information, but it will be my information, and I will keep you informed through them.
I also hope that our arrangement causes you to be less forthcoming with the information you've just given me to others.
Yeah, of course. It is a fine line and a tricky line. You want the people to know that you know about them, but not how much you know.
You can say whatever you'd like of people arriving there, just not of who I am.
Very well.
I am a separate person from these stories you've heard.
Of course.
Thank you. And he's going to then walk off and find his way back to the Red Keep, seeing he has no coin left.
Yeah, you have no coin on you. As you make your way there, after a moment, a burly person gets in front of you, and as you kind of stop, you turn, and 2 skinnier people come behind you. The one in front goes, what have you got on you there? And as they kind of corner you in an alley.
Well, it depends what you're speaking of. It might be the countless sicknesses I've probably developed from all the whores that I've touched. He just starts rambling off a whole bunch of just nonsense, trying to make him seem crazy. Is it a performance check?
Performance or deception?
I don't know why I said touched.
The
winches I've been with recently.
winches I've lain.
Lane, yeah.
Put the baby on.
That is going to be plus 10, 29. If you'd like, I can show you. And he begins like reaching for his waistband.
You don't even have to pull the dagger out. You just walk up. No, go.
I like how you knew I was reaching for the dagger.
I was prepared for you to have to stab 3 guys in that alleyway, and then you got a 23.
I have a plus 10 on deception rolls, persuasion rolls, or performance rolls.
Because, what are your other stats? What are your other modifiers?
I have a minus 2 in strength, a plus 1 in agility.
Are your eggs in one basket? Aegon reference. Are your Aegon in one basket?
Yeah. Allure is the only skill that he has.
Hence why you almost got 1 shot from 1 attack last session.
He had 2 health left, 4 or something like that.
Did he?
I think he was at half health. Yeah. So 4.
Half health?
Half health. You.
Back in Winterfell,
Corliss is you're getting your things ready. Xander comes up to you as you and Orson and Harold are getting ready, and he goes, I'm sure you've heard I'll be leading the Vanguard back to the Vale. I wish you good luck in the battle to come.
Thank you, sir. Lead with honor, as you always have.
Of course, I know you will serve as a warrior and bring justice to these traitors.
As I always have.
Yes. Pats you good, kind of hugs you in a masculine way, and then walks off. Baelish is getting ready, and he's like, "Do you want me to ride with you, or do you want me to go with them? I'm fine with whichever. I want to keep you safe, but I don't want any more innocent men to die."
You have been with me every battle I've been in my life. I would prefer you go with them, just so that no one can see that as weakness rather than trust in you.
Of course. Smart decision, boy. I'm proud of you. As long as you are confident you can go safely. I know you have Artos with you and these other Northerners, but I don't want you to be dead the first day I'm gone from you in your life.
I am more confident today than I have been in my entire life. Every bit of anguish I have gone through is about to be worth it, Baelish. There is nothing that can stop me now.
Then go on. Dance with your lady. And you guys like hold each other.
That goes crazy.
And then walk off. Yeah, you have Orson, your squire, and then Harold, who is 19. Or he is slightly older than you, but much scrawnier. But he is a decent warrior. They're getting ready. Yeah, so Orson, Harold, and Artos and Gregor are the main guys as you guys are getting ready. Anything else you want to do before a ride off occurs?
Do you have a horse I could acquisition?
Yes, of course, son. Gregor. And horses get brought over. Would you like a war? Let me pull up the thick ass fucking list of horses because George just typed in George and it brought up a man named George Stubbs, who apparently is a horse fan.
I just have need of a beast that will not falter at the first sign of danger, as my previous has.
Our northern horses are thick. We have destriers, coursers, chargers, war horses, palfreys, garrons, roundseys, sand steeds of Dorne, stots. We do not have zorses, but they exist in Essos, ponies, mules, and drays.
If it would be
a list of 12 horses.
If it would be possible, I would like to go to the stables myself and see what is down there.
Yes, of course, yes.
And then I am going to go down to the stables and do a perception check to see the horses. I'm looking for the hardiest looking one.
Yeah, there's destrios who are like dancers for like tourneys, coursers who are small but fast, and then chargers who are war horses. You're probably looking for a war horse.
It's going to be an unnat 1.
So you don't find him, he finds you. A stable boy looses a horse on accident and kind of bumps into you, and it's this thick, black, shaggy horse that looks rageful. And
Can I attempt to make an endurance check and grab onto the horse as it's running
you
past?
can do that or animal handling, but probably endurance. Break them.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an endurance check just to try and climb onto the horse as it's beginning to run off. That is +7. That is going to be a 19.
19, yeah, that happens, and you grab his mane where he like fucks with you, and you lift yourself up with your steel plate on him, and kind of the weight of that eventually tires him out, and he just and you're able to control him, and the boy goes, let me get you a saddle. Are you going with the war party?
Yes, boy.
Yes.
If I can have you, does this horse have a name?
I believe it does. Do you? I'll find it on its stable. It's etched. Our stable master.
likes to name them. What else do you
Boy,
need?
speak plainly.
Yeah, what else do you need from a saddle? I can get that for you. Do you need food rations, weaponry?
Just go get him saddled, and that'll be all. Thank you. And he's gonna hop off the horse and
Lead him over.
Yeah.
He like calls out to another boy, and goes, what is the name of this one? And he looks in another boy. This one's shorter and blonde. Goes, Wolf's Blood. Is the name that's etched in the thing here. I figured that fit his temperament. And yeah, they take him, and these like another one comes up. These 3 like 10-year-olds try to keep Wolf's Blood
in his stable.
Men grown for the North. Not all the way, but like a 10-year-old was probably treated like a 15-year-old. My favorite passage from A Game of Thrones: Rickon will not be 3 forever. He needs to learn to become a man. Ned says that.
Wild.
I love Ned because he has so many issues for being a heroic character.
To be so honest, I think that one line is what made them initially change the ages for a lot of the characters.
I bet so.
Because he says the same thing in the show as well.
But he's 6, and a 6-year-old
which makes a lot more sense.
What's happening? Rickon literally in the books like rides his direwolf around and is like, I'm 3. He doesn't know.
3.
I'm 3. I'm only 4. What's Manny Heffley?
Manny, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. If there's anything else you'd like to do, otherwise you'll ride out with Gregor Forrester, a handful of his Forrester men, Ardo Stark and his Stark men, and then Harold, not Harding, Harold, your cousin Henry Templeton, and Orson Wainwood, ride off into battle.
All right,
cool.
Nothing else that he wants to do, I don't think.
Cool.
Oh, and we're bringing that the guy with us, right?
Yes, and
the head.
He is tied on something, and a head of one of your Vale Knights, who you knew as a child, is bloodied and in a bag. Back in King's Landing, it is that night, and it is the second small council meeting of the day. Daryl Mortel has called it due to new information he has acquired. Egg sits at the table and goes, say it plainly. Darrow goes, well, I regret to inform you, Your Grace, that the rumors are no longer only whispers. The quarrel between the North and the Vale worsens by the day. Egg goes, I thought this was only rumors. Why are the North and the Vale at war? And he goes, I would not say war. Accusations of broken trade oaths. The Vale of the Aaron claims provocation, and my few northern sources tell me the Starks have no idea of the occurrences.
Lord Stark and Aaron have kept the king's peace for generations. What madness drives them now?
Hobart goes, hunger, my lord hand, drives all men eventually. The winter has bitten hardest in the north. The stores run thin, and the Vale's mountain passes were closed early this year. Grain shipments were delayed, and despite His Grace's generous shipments to the north and the Vale, distrust has grown where centuries of cooperation once stood. Gerald sits there drinking wine. And so we speak of war in the winter. Egg goes, winter is when men most need peace. We cannot let this come to pass.
If swords are drawn, Your Grace must choose mediation on the outcome or mobilization to cease the hands of the lords.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I have barely mentioned this gentleman so far. He has not spoken up as a single meeting. He didn't even attend the last one. This is Ethan Valerion, distant cousin to Aegon and the Master of Ships, who is a very cool and regal and chill, like Darrow, but Westerosi. They get along great.
The narrow sea remains calm for now, but if the Vale closes Giltown's port, northern traders will seek other routes. Trade disruptions could ripple unpredictable outcomes through the south.
Gerald goes, which we can ill afford. Obviously, the treasury bleeds from grain imports as it is. We are subsidizing shipments from the Reach and Dorne simply to prevent riots in King's Landing.
You opposed these subsidies.
I warned of their cost. I did not deny any necessity for them. Egg goes, what started it? Darrow, envoys sent to the north have fallen. Their corpses lay in the snow. Lord Jesper has just sent out his final campaign. As of the ravens I have received, that would have been days ago. Egg goes, if the north marches down through the fingers, the Vale will answer in kind. Mountain passes will choke with dead men before spring.
The law is clear. No lord may wage war without royal sanction. And then Brian pipes up, and if they ignore the law?
And the room is silent for a moment until
Duncan then says, then they're rebels.
Everyone kind of looks to him quickly. Aegon goes, Lord Stark is no rebel. I've never met him yet, but his father was a true and honest man, and he's a Stark. Nor is Lord Aaron. Darrow goes, desperate men do desperate things, Your Grace, even honorable ones. Gerald says, if war comes, we must consider positioning royal forces between them. A show of strength that could cool tempers.
The fleet could blockade contested waters, prevent further seizures, Ethan then says. But that risks entangling the crown directly in their quarrel, Brian says.
Gerald says, better entanglement than irrelevant. We're the small council. We serve the king. And he looks to Aegon, the king, and Aegon says, irrelevant? Gerald says, if great lords settle disputes without reference to the Iron Throne, it diminishes you, Your Grace. If they bleed each other unchecked, it weakens the realm. Either way, the crown loses authority. Aegon stands slowly and moves toward the window. He doesn't look out to it, but he hears the whistling. Below, King's Landing shivers under the gray sky. Years of winter, years of scraping granaries and calming unrest, and now this. I will not have war between wolf and falcon while dragons sit idle. Send forth orders for them to cease all actions. Make sure they reach Lord Stark and Lord Aaron. Darrow goes, I will send ravens at once, Your Grace. Gerald says, and if one comes armed for war, Egg turns, then they will find the king waiting.
Shall the fleet we have left move north as a precaution? Should
No.
the fleet that we have left move north as a precaution?
Egg says, no ships. It would take too much from our men. Dunk, how many soldiers could we muster quickly without stripping the city bare? And he turns very casually to Sir Duncan the Tall, the only Kingsguard in the room currently.
Enough to march north. Enough to march north to remind lords they've a king. Not enough to conquer both if they truly mean to fight.
Egg says, I do not seek conquest. I seek obedience. Lord Gerald, find the coin for a royal progress north. Come spring. If spring comes, I will not rule these lands from parchment alone. Gerald goes, it will be costly, Your Grace. And Egg says, so is war. Winter tests more than just harvest, it tests kings. Behind him, Sir Duncan the Tall stands unmoving like a wall of white steel next to his young friend. Egg says, go on then. Notify me with any updates. And everyone rises slowly and walks off. Darrow specifically walks off to make ravens that will reach the north in the Vale in a handful of days. Cool. You return to the Red Keep, Taegon. You go looking around. You just walk up to the keep, kind of warm up. You go searching, and eventually you find Vela and Maegor, the 3-year-old, and Amalia, who are playing in like a play type area that looks like it's Maegor's room. You kind of poke your head in there. After you searched for Amalia, and she was not in your quarters.
I see that, and I do not interrupt them. I then slowly close the door so they can play, and then I find Aegon.
Yeah, Amalia, you see that she's like really enamored by the baby and like petting him.
Petting the baby?
Petting the baby, I don't know, rubbing his good luck.
Noogie!
Playing with him. Yeah, Maegor is your half brother if he is supposedly Arian's son. He is Arian's son via somebody. Because Kira of Tyrosh, who is the twice widowed of Daeron the Drunken and Valar, who both died around the spring sickness, she is here, but she is not. Oh yeah, Daenora, who is the only daughter of Rhaegal, who is the fourth brother of Maekar, Baelor, Aerys the First, and Rhaegal. He is married to his cousin Daenora. You do not see you have not met Daenora. Yeah, you go find Aegon. You see him walking away from a council meeting, like rubbing his face. You see several more important people, including Sir Stevron, move away, and he goes, "Boric, do you bring any news whatsoever, good or bad?"
Yes, there has been an issue with some of the grain stores. I found some risk of infection. It's probably best we find a room.
Of course, yes. Follow me. And you guys head off to a side area where he sits and he starts like pouring wine.
I saw a Swan, your master of laws, speaking to a gold cloak aspirant. What was his name? I'm going to roll a history check to see if Tagon remembers this other person's name. Just because I wasn't supposed to remember Swan, so I think it's more fun if I don't. Yeah.
That is fun.
But we'll see if
Clearly
he
you
remembers.
focused on that. Did you forget the name?
I did.
That's okay. Hello, sir.
Oh, this is scoreless. Hold on. I did roll pretty good, so we'll see. Intellect plus 0. 19.
19, yeah. Loris Lips, you were sent to follow him because Duncan said he was acting sketchy regardless. Evidently, he is plotting something with Stevron, not Gerald, apparently.
A gold cloak aspirant starts with an L. Duncan had mentioned him.
Loris, yes,
yes.
the man I sent you after.
Yes, him and Swan were speaking in the alehouse. They
Not Gerald.
No, they had mentioned something about Gerald. He would have remembered the conversation.
They had mentioned that they're wary of Gerald finding them out.
They just spoke of being afraid of Gerald finding them out. I did, however, begin to get in the good graces of the gold cloak aspirant. Swan, however, made a quick flee.
Perhaps Sir Stefan could be an ally, or perhaps he's a separate viper.
When I had made a mistake and made some noise in the room, they got very nervous at my presence. It could be a good sign, could be a bad sign. We do not yet know. I am, however, trying to get in the good graces of that man, and we'll see if I can get any more information out of him. That is all I have currently, though.
Perhaps you can work that angle, and then I might have Duncan work Sir Stefan in the keep.
I also found a man who I hired to watch Mr. Swan tell me of his daily goings and leavings. I do require a bit of coin, however.
Oh, of course. He finds a bag that's on him and tosses you. There's 100 gold dragons in there.
Jesus Christ.
Let me know if you need anything else, or talk to any member of the Kingsguard or anything of that nature.
Sir, this is... Thank you. Yes, I will make sure... I didn't get his name, but he said that he would come back to me.
It's Friday night. That thought just genuinely hit me really hard. I'm like, oh my god, I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
I do the same thing.
Sorry, I've had a long ass week. I've been up since this many a.m. But I'm having really fun. Sorry, what were you saying?
Hopefully you got my TikTok at that time then that I sent you. I sent you a TikTok at 4 a.m. because I went to bed at 8 o'clock and then I woke up at 3 a.m. because it's way too early to go to bed for me.
Yeah. I'm supposed to go to bed at 8 o'clock when I wake up at 4.
Yeah. But yeah.
To work, by the way. I woke up at 4 a.m. At a job I am paid to do.
No. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. He accepts the money, and then yes, I'll get that money to him, and then
fantastic. I am aware more than possibly any other king. The small folk have much to offer us. That is a smart decision.
Are you not a royal born and raised?
In my youth, there are many more of us. I was... Let me do some very fast math. 20th in line, around there, maybe a little less. But a common moniker attributed to me now is the unlikely. Many of them died. But in my early years, I was able to spend much time away from the keep. I was unimportant, generally. Sir Duncan, the man thick as a castle wall. I spent time with him. He was a hedge knight, which is a man that has been knighted, but he does not live in a keep. He does now, of course, but he is a traveler, and I traveled with him. I've been to every corner of the Seven Kingdoms, to Dorne, the North.
A sellsword king.
More of a squire, but I'll allow you. He kind of grins thinking of those memories. I'll let you say that. Technically, a hedge knight would be a sellsword, but Duncan was an honorable. He fought in tourneys. We stopped multiple wars, I would say. Stopped a civil war in the Westerlands. It was a dangerous time, but a glad time. I'm glad I have that experience now as a king.
That's not something I've seen in even those that owned the bathhouses from where I'm from. Lease.
Tell me some of Lease. Tell me.
It's not much to tell. It's a place of lust and anybody's wants. It doesn't really matter what the small folk are in there.
They stopped the civil war in the Reach, not in the Westerlands.
Oh.
Just to specify. Be ready for season 2 of A Night of the Seven
I'm
Kingdoms.
so excited. Me and my girlfriend repeatedly keep saying to each other, I wish that show would have kept going because we were enjoying it so much.
No, it's great.
The fact that it's only 30 minutes an episode, I want to strangle somebody.
Because there is stuff that they cut out of the books, so it didn't need to be 30 is what gets me.
45 and I would have been happy.
I wish, and there might be flashbacks, but I wish that we kind of, especially because I know that they're going to run out of books to adapt, I kind of low-key wish season 2 was its own thing. Because I think there's like 8 months in between. And they go down to Dorne to look for Tansel. But by the time of the book, they're in the Reach doing the stuff, and they just mention what happened. You could have a whole... They fight sellswords in Dorne, pirates. We know that. You could have a whole season of just that, and we could see how good they are at adapting and writing their own stuff. I kind of wish season 2 was not adapting it at all in the gap in between. But I can also see why they didn't do that.
We need to get back on the story, but I agree. And TV shows need to start making movies in between seasons again.
Well, that would be a good movie.
It would be an amazing movie.
No, they fought pirates in Dorne, and then they visited Aemon in Old Town, who becomes a maester.
What's the most recent show that you've seen that had a movie come out in the middle?
So I know The Walking Dead was supposed to have a Rick Grimes trilogy, and then COVID, and then everything shutting down, that became a 6-episode show. I was so excited to see Rick Grimes for 3 movies in theaters, announced in 2018, and then 2025 we got a 6-episode show. Not at all what you asked, but it pissed me off. 13-year-old me was so excited to see Rick Grimes fuck shit up in theaters for trilogy.
The big screen.
Yeah, literally. Didn't happen. Okay. Movie? I don't know. I can't think of it.
But it used to in the early 2000s. It would happen all the time.
Oh yeah, Firefly I think had a movie. A lot of those live action TV
Ben
shows.
10.
24. Movies? No, 24 the show. A24. An anime. What was that anime? That had a movie that people loved.
Oh, Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man.
And
I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking of
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer is what I was thinking of.
Chainsaw Man is very recent, so that is a good recent.
But no, anime
example.
is popular. But no, I agree. A movie would be amazing. The issue is with marketing and the laws of movies. It would take so long just for the movie to come out. You couldn't make a movie in a year. That's good.
That movie would probably come out right before the season would come out if they made it.
If they made it. They're apparently, and this is weird, it's confirmed though, they're letting 2 different people pitch Aegon's Conquest, one in the form of a movie trilogy and one in the form of a show. And they're letting 2 different people pitch that. Legality wise, what if they sue the other one saying they took some of my ideas? I don't know. That's weird as fuck, but I'm excited to see Dragons fuck shit up.
Imagine that trilogy in the style of Lord of the Rings. Trilogy. That'd be so
People
fire.
say it's just Aegon fucking shit up for 3 movies. That won't be entertaining. But there's so much stuff we don't know, so much plot they can add. The dynamic alone between him and his warrior wives will be awesome.
Imagine first movie, Aegon doesn't exist. Second movie, he comes in.
Could, because we do know a ton. Maybe
the first man.
With the amount of lore that I'm just talking about, even before Aegon, Aerion Targaryen, we have
a generation, there could have 45 minutes of just that. Reminds me of the House of the Dragon. There could have been 2 seasons of Jaehaerys's reign before House of the Dragon that people would have loved. And then it would have made all the deaths that happened so much more sad because these 50-year-olds, we would have seen them from birth. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. I'm so happy that we're at this stage in the Song of Ice and Fire. I remember when they thought they were gonna cancel House of the Dragon. Have you heard anything about Game of Thrones: The Mad King, which is the play about Robert's rebellion that's going to come out soon, and it's going to be recorded?
That'll be so sick.
so
I did not
excited.
know about that.
No, the issue is it's connected to Game of Thrones. So like John Connington, who is the person that's watching over Fagon and is very important in the rebellion, not referenced at all. So I don't know. Just like the shows, it's like supposed to be kind of part of the Game of Thrones universe. I don't know if they're even going to adapt it, John Connington.
Yeah.
He wanted to bone Rhaegar. Very interesting perspective for the story.
It seems like we're at a pretty good break point anyway. Do we want to take a...
We can take a break, yeah. It won't go on. It'll probably go on like 40 or so minutes past this. But if you want to take a break, I'm chill with that.
I just want to go get some water, really.
Of course. Then that break probably won't be 10 minutes, but it might be. We don't know. Going on break, we apologize for talking so much. When we return, we will see where we at. Oh, Tag talking to Aegon about what he knows. And then we will see the introduction of a new viewpoint that you will be making a character for next session to face. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Turn that. Unmute both of these. Hello, hello, hello. They are right there. Let me turn it. So when you do mute, I click the mute button. When you do that, it does mute it, and you have to put the bar back up. So I'll remember to do that. But I see two things that are moving. Ah.
The stream hasn't come back up, but there is a delay. So.
Oh yeah, we are. Weird. We're unmoving. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong one. I'm not on the wrong one. Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing today? I went to main display instead of A Song of Ice and Fire main. How are y'all doing on this incredible evening? I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. No,
Back to
it'll be stuck for a second, and then we'll come back.
Okay, cool. Back to it. So, Tagon is speaking with Egg. What all? Yeah. So he goes, yeah. If you have, yes. You keep an eye on Stevron. I will attempt to see what I can talk to him from this side. Keep an eye on Loris. I doubt that they're working for Gerald. They could be allies, or they could be an unknown third party.
Now that I am getting more in the weeds with them, I should say, I would say, would it be possible I either could have Amalia put in a separate room? These people will begin to know where I sleep, and
Yes,
if anything is figured out, then I would prefer her to be out of harm's way.
If we want her to take the guise of Trisha and have her be a handmaiden for Vela,
I'd be okay with that.
instead of here. Yeah, of course.
I will let her know.
You might have to. Yeah, I was gonna say, like you said, you might have to convince her. But yes, we can do that, and I'll only let Duncan and a couple guards know.
W break. Thank you. I needed water so bad. My throat was exploding.
Great. Oh yeah, you go off to find Amalia. Yeah, and you come in and Valor, and now Kira is here. It seems like Aegon has made a safe space for the women who have been through hell from his other family members. Kira is there, who is the Tyroshi woman with dark skin and dyed hair, pink, I believe. And they're sitting there taking care of Magor, and you return.
Amalia, I need to speak with you.
She nods and walks over. It kind of comes out, politely bows to you. Oh, yeah.
He gets down on one knee and starts speaking with her. The work I'm doing is getting increasingly dangerous, and it's going to be best if we do not sleep in the same room from now on. Are you okay with attending to Vela for the time being as a handmaiden?
Yeah. I like spending time with Vela. She's nice.
It means you have to show her a certain amount of respect when others are in a room.
Yes. A handmaiden. I've seen them walking around. I believe I understand their purpose. Are you okay?
Yes, it's not danger imminent. It's just keeping you safe as much as I can.
Okay. And she hugs you tight as you're crouched, and kind of knocks you over a little bit, and you get some brace. Just stay safe.
I always do. You have fun. And then he's going to walk back to the room and begin. No, she wouldn't. She's going to a different room.
Yes.
He goes back to their room and starts packing her things.
I saw that you had your D20 on the 20, so I was like, oh yeah, he's charging you for good luck. I know that's a thing. And I looked down, and this was on a 19. So I was like, well, that's been charging on a 19 for a while. I rolled it, and I got a 19.
Wild.
That's 13. Okay.
It only works for the one.
But this has been on
You gotta leave it.
To 1. Okay, we're gonna...
11 minus 1, 1.
11 is 1 plus 1. You head to your room. You guys gather her things, and a guard comes and goes, I hear we have a new handmaiden, Trisha. I can show her to her quarters.
Yes, that'd be great. Here are our things.
Oh, yes. Very good. And walks off, and Amalia follows him. And Trisha will currently be a handmaiden for Vela Targaryen.
It'd be so sad if Taegon dies and then you have a campaign for A Song of Ice and Fire later on in the future, and she is just an old woman in the Red Keep.
I think
I'd weep.
she loves caring for people, so I think regardless of how Taegon's story ends, this might be. I think that's what she might want. Which is
Or she can just read.
because if
And...
she's this is a perfect for her. 235 minus 213. Where did I get that?
My bet is once she got older, she would probably end up working for the Spider. But
Oh hell, hell.
Just with the type of person her older brother
she'd
is.
be 78, and at the end of Dance of Dragons, so 300. She'd only be 78.
That's crazy.
Which is old as hell, but
old Nan.
Oh no, I don't think old Nan looks like a.
No, I meant an old Nan type character by that time.
You don't want that to happen because Duncan probably bedded old Nan, which is a theory you don't have to even get into. That's when I'll add to the list.
They're not even in the same place.
Season 4. I'm not lying, and I personally believe in it. Okay.
Whenever I say the Spider, it is another word for the spy master of the court. It's the person who sends out people to get information and stuff. It is Martell, who I spoke to earlier, who is the Spider for Aegon.
Specifically, I think the Spider only applies to Varys.
Oh, that's my bad.
Yes. No, you're fine. Varys is during the book series A Game of Thrones. Varys is currently the person who is in Daryl Martell's position of a spy master, and I believe Spider is a moniker for him.
Varys, I thought it was just all of them, but I was wrong.
Varys is different than other spy masters before him because he has a network that he refers to as little birds, and they're mostly comprised of children. I don't know if you knew this, but it's not a big deal. That's just how he gets his information. Varys is the best spy master besides Bloodraven, who was the nation state magic.
Yeah.
Varys is an incredibly good spy master, and I do like the theory that as an old lady, she works for him. And that's probably too big of a spoiler, but Varys' goals would align pretty good with old Amalia's goals, probably. I don't want to say nothing. If you've seen, or if I know you haven't seen the Game of Thrones show, you said viewer, but viewers in the future, the bald guy. Bald, portly individual, and this is only using show information, so I won't put up this theory, but there's a very theory he's a merman. So coming back to it's not a serious one. He goes all over Westeros because in the show they stopped caring about the time. So he goes to Daenerys, then back. He's like, oh, he swam across the sea. Is I believe the only reason that they
transform.
It doesn't tie to any of the actual deep sea shit that's in this story.
I love how there's so many mysteries in this series, and they instead go for Varys as a mermaid. No, I don't care about the Godswood. I care about.
He got gills under there. I think another thing in the theory is he always has his hands covered, and like the villager from Minecraft, and he has a ton of cloaks on. So under that, he's all fish. Is there anything Taegon would like to do? As he probably at the end of the day calms down, prepares to go to bed alone. He's probably slept in the same room as Amalia her entire life. So do you sleep at all?
Probably not. He is gonna just walk the halls, listening for anybody talking.
Yeah.
He can't sleep, so he's getting some walking done.
Make a perception check. Yeah.
I'm gonna switch dice again.
He rolled a 9.
I got. It's perception check. I got a 10.
A 10. Okay. You do hear some chattering,
perfectly average,
but it's mostly only the light chattering of people at the end of the day, handmaidens that are putting tapestries up and making food and things like that. Yes. So, elsewhere in the Seven Kingdoms, there is an area known as the Iron Islands. These thick plumes of rock that hang out of the sea on the west side, past the Westerlands. The Iron Islands is full of raiders that raid the other areas of Westeros.
The rulers are House Greyjoy, and their words are, "We do not sow," because they don't plant anything; they take everything. There are castles etched into those thick stones that we see. The rain of the area is turning to sleet, and it is getting cold and damp there, and the wind's blowing hard. We hear from the inside of a cave, a growling, a vocalization as a figure with a cane, scarred, long, matted hair comes out. As he emerges from the cave on the side of this cliffside, the wind blows in his hair.
Whenever I brought the map up to the camera, it legitimately stuttered right as I brought it up there, and then didn't show anything until I put it back.
It is, I can't show it right because I have to look at the computer. It is this tiny swamped area. It's basically Vikings, and every time a war happens, they steal from everybody else in the Seven Kingdoms. This old figure spits some like chew of green as he like raises his hands, and the wind is blowing his hair around, ice hitting his face. He kind of stumbles and almost falls and just laughs a gross laugh. A giant glacier that has formed from the frost cracks and slides, and a burst of wind or a burst of water slides up and hits him in the chest and sends him back as he laughs to himself. A younger man goes, "Father, what the?" grabs him and lifts him. He's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing out here? It's far too cold." And the figure only laughs and goes, "It is time, Quaylon, to pay the iron price." And the rest of the glacier cracks and slides and slams down. He growls, "What is dead may never die, but rises again harder and stronger. Come with me, son." And he walks off, dragging his son Quaylon with him. In the north, Corlys is riding brave and true into the lands of House Bolton. Make a perception check, Corlys. As true to his word earlier, Artis is barking orders for his own men, but he is ordering them to listen to you as you're making decisions on where you're heading.
Oh my god. You said an endurance?
Correct.
That is going to be +7, 10.
10. Or, sorry, no, perception. To look where you're going. Upon it. You know what? You got
4.
10. Make a perception check. You got 10 for your endurance check.
7.
7, okay. So you're fucked. The winter, this is the coldest it has been recently. Yeah, straight up. Yes. Very cold, awful, shitty. Oh my god. I found some very cool art of House Bolton Sigil, which is a flayed man. Jesus. Oh my god. Yeah, you guys you're riding, and Artos rides up next to you and goes, "I don't know if we can make it to the Dreadfort. I can't see shit." As the thing is around, you look back, and the figure is just sitting there.
We just keep moving.
You guys gonna buck on?
I grab. Is the guy chained to my horse?
Do you want him to be?
If that, yeah.
Sure, yeah. No issue.
I am going to grab his.
He's probably on a donkey just because he couldn't physically walk that much.
Okay, cool. Then never mind. I don't do it. I was about to say I was going to pull him up on my horse right now.
If you wanted him on your horse, or if you guys started with him walking and then you pulled him up.
Yeah, we'll do that then.
Yeah.
And then I begin to just. I walk up to the front of the line and I say, "I'm going to go there as quick as I can. I will come back with some kind of food or to help you find the way back."
Okay. Just wait and listen for one moment. You said he told me, or, oh my god. You said he told you that I'm a king killer. Yes? And he kind of looks back at the figure who's like almost passed out.
I slap him on the head.
What?
Is he the king killer?
The man nods and goes, yes, Arson's father. And Ardos nods and goes, Raymond Redbeard, the king beyond the wall. A decade ago, I killed a wildling that came down with an army. I think these are wildlings, northerners past the wall, free folk they call themselves. I think they've been killing my men and wearing their clothes and are attempting to start a war between the Vale and the north. We're dealing with savage warriors and we need to kill every last one of them, lest they succeed and a civil war breaks out.
I can deal with killing them. I was finished with politics anyway. And he then continues on his way.
Make another very important endurance check.
+7. That's going to be an 18.
18. You're pushing on very hard, and you ride for what feels like an hour before you come, and you're able to make it to a battered down house that is in the middle of nowhere, and it's a little falling apart, but it would be very good shelter.
Cool. We go in there. I tie up my horse outside, finding some kind of overhead to keep him under. And then I drag the guy inside and begin trying to start a fire if there's a fireplace.
Make a survival check.
Is that a durability skill?
That'd be wisdom.
Wisdom. I got a 4.
So you don't start a fire. Yeah, you do not start a fire, unfortunately.
Yeah, that sucks.
Is there anything else you want to do during this?
I just attempt to find a corner which is the warmest, or in the middle of the room if that's the warmest, and trying to warm myself up.
Warm yourself up, and you hear like a skittering, and as you turn, the man evidently freed himself and has a rock and slams it across your face hard. You take 28 points of bludgeoning damage. Because I rolled crazy high.
It doesn't go against my AC or anything?
He beat your AC with an advantage attack. He slams and kind of sends you to the ground, but you're able to quickly turn on him. He immediately throws the rock and then begins to run, but like is stumbling. And your head is racing, and one of your eyes has bloody, and that makes it difficult for you to see. He is
I'm gonna make him re-roll that attack.
Okay. Yeah.
With Defender of the Vale.
Hell yeah! He is a berserker, which means he gets a berserkers and rogues get a surprise damage buff. I rolled 4d6 and I got a 6, a 6, a 6, and a 4.
Dang. Re-roll it.
Literally the best attack I've ever rolled.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Not the attack, the damage.
I was like, Jesus.
No, the attack was only 13, which does not. He got 22 last time. 13 does not break your armor class.
No.
So you don't take all that damage. Good use of Defender of the Vale, your racial ability, your ethnic ability. He goes at you with a rock, and you are able to block it, and the rock goes flying, and he like kind of sits there for a second before trying to run off.
I'm going.
Shit, that was a big. Because you're gonna probably get in a battle after this. That would have been bad if you had that much damage going.
I was like, I need to find something. I also only had 28 health left.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! You would have either died or woken up to Artos over you being like, brother,
wake up,
wake up. Everybody should put a little. What do you do? He's running.
Since he is leaving my range of attack, does that mean I get an opportunity attack?
Correct.
I am going to attempt to stab him in his ankle and stick him into the ground.
With a
Lady
a
Forlorn.
pike or with a Lady Forlorn.
Forlorn.
If you roll to roll, the higher the roll might be bad.
No, I agree that this is a bad decision.
You're trying to. Okay.
This is Corliss. He is stopping him.
Yes. I just realized every time I switch to my notes, my face turns very pale.
That's cocked, right? It's kind of, like, vaguely. It's up to you.
I think that's cocked. Some of these dice trays suck.
These ones are perfect. I love these ones.
I only got 2 over, so it's not like...
I don't know who makes them. I apologize, but they're very good. In my experience, felted and design ones make it difficult to roll in, even though they look very nice. These classic sturdy leather ones, which you can probably buy anywhere, I would heavily recommend. I've used multiple of them for years, and only one time one of the buttons popped. But you can still use it because if you pop it back in, it's loose, but it doesn't break free. I've been using them since 2021 for D&D.
This attack is
Sponsor me.
+4. It's gonna be a 9. Doesn't break his AC.
Plus strength and plus proficiency is a 9. You didn't put nothing in strength, boy.
+2.
How much is your durability?
+5.
+5.
He's supposed to outlast people, not kill them
True.
easy.
9? You miss. It takes you too long to pull a longsword out, and you swing above his head, and he bursts down to the snow. And
it could have also been that the rock dented my helmet, so I couldn't see, and I'm making a wild swing.
I like that too.
Yeah.
You turn, and he's attempting to mount wolf's blood. You probably have one more opportunity for an attack. As he unhorses and like the horse rears, you come
I'm
up beside
gonna pick up a rock off the ground and throw the rock at Wolf's Blood's hind to try and get him to buck up.
Okay. Either dexterity attack or animal handling. I don't think either of those are very good for you.
No.
Or you can just make an attack.
I'm just not close enough.
I wonder what is in Marcellus Wallace's briefcase. I'm having fun over here. What do you want to do?
I'm deciding. I also could have used my defense fighting style to lessen that attack, so I definitely wouldn't have died.
Okay,
but just to put that out
battle
there.
to 5, buddy. That was the craziest I've ever rolled on anything ever. I got 28 out of 30.
Am I able to reach him with an attack?
Yeah, you can reach him with a melee attack.
Oh.
You rushed after him as he rushed.
I'm going to just attack him then. 18 plus 4.
I kind of like you
22.
getting stranded out here. That'd be terrifying.
That'd be bad.
But what'd you get?
22.
Yeah, what are you aiming for?
Can I hit him with the side of my blade so it's more of a blunt attack?
Yeah. You come up to hit him and then like you twist your blade, try to hit him like square off the horse. Roll your damage, but roll bloodstream damage. And I guess roll 1d10 because you're trying to be less lethal, right?
Yeah. Now that the anger isn't there. In that room, I was just...
Yeah.
Let me 2d10.
And I will say it was ropes, not chains, because you would not have been able to get out of chains. Yes, it was ropes, and he had obtained a rock along the way. And was
That's a 9. Yeah, because 99. That is going to be a 9 damage.
Yeah, you come up and knock him off, and he just lands
Do I
in
add
the
my
snow.
strength to it?
You do.
So that is going to add 11, yeah.
And he like slams into the ground, and it's just bleeding everywhere, and the horse like rears, angry. He sits there, just kill me. That's what they'll do. Or you after the war, kill me, boy.
I am going to pick him up by his throat and bring his head close to me. You will die when I decide it. You either die then, quick and painlessly, or I kill you slow in the cold now. And I'm going to roll intimidation.
Yeah, make an intimidation check with advantage.
I also have proficiency. +2.
What's your modifier?
What?
What's your allure modifier?
0.
Oh.
14 on first.
Fuck.
14.
14. Also, I don't know if it's because there's less devices, but our dropped frames have been 0.1 the entire time. I don't know. I didn't look at it when I started streaming. I did the thing. I started streaming 10 minutes before.
I think that's the fix. Yeah.
Cool. What'd you get?
I got 14.
Cool, yeah. He's like, fuck you. But he says it in like a diminished way where he's like, okay.
Yeah. I am then going to drag him back inside of the house.
And he just like curls up in a corner. As you do that, you see like a light slowly approaching, not from the direction you came. It looks like it's swaying on horseback.
I'm just going to wait in the house. watch from outside the window.
You wait, and he goes, I don't know if that's one of mine. I don't know every free folk, and I was told it would be weeks. The rider rides up. It didn't get off. It's Ladybug. He rides up. He parks. He parks his horse. He puts it in. He bursts in, slams the door. He's wearing stark clothes. Hello. He's a big burly figure with like a thick beard, and he has like ice on the beard and in his nose hairs, and he like sits.
It's been done.
I beg your pardon.
Who are you?
Willem. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll insight on that,
Okay.
just to tell if he's lying or not. -2. I got a 7.
7? No. He goes, who have you got there?
Somebody who didn't do his job right. Who are you other than Willem?
Oh, Willem, House Stark, Household Guard. I was sent as an envoy to the Boltons, what feels like a month ago. I got lost.
I'm gonna pull the head out of the bag and I'm gonna roll it at him.
What was that? He kind of like goes to grab his knife.
It's not you. God damn it! Why are you here?
Why are you here? I serve Lord Edward. Actually, he goes, I serve Lord Stark. Yeah, because he's low on the totem pole if he was gone for. Yeah, he goes, I serve Lord Stark of Winterfell.
I serve Lord Jasper Aaron. We are here to set a trap for someone who's trying to kill. I can't remember his name right now. The guy. What's his name?
Artos.
Artos. It's trying to kill Artos.
Lord of Winterfell, Artos. Is he near? Is he? And why would you be out?
I pull out my sword and aim it at him.
Yeah. The fuck's wrong with you?
And then I'm going to like start going around him to get him away from the bag.
He pulls like a knife and like circles you. I'm sure you're hungry. I don't know what. I'm a northerner.
Give me your name.
My name is William.
I'm gonna make an attack against him.
Whoever rushes at you, roll initiative. That was a good way to reveal that. He ain't been down here in a couple years. Artos was the Lord. Cool.
It's just an attack, so it's +4. That's gonna. Oh wait, no, it's
agility. Yes, and if your proficiency in initiative was, I think,
unnatural 20. I did.
Yeah, 13. Yeah, he like goes at you with his knife, which you see is made of like stone. They have steel weaponry, but it is difficult to maintain, especially in these deep winters. And yeah, that's not a savage sound, and you see in his eyes, this is not a northerner. This is a beyond the northerner. This free folk, and you go to swing at each other, make an attack roll.
I am going after his arm specifically.
Yeah.
Trying to cut his arm off, as I've done to the one guy too.
I was trying to
It's just an attack. Okay. That's going to be an 18.
That beats his armor class. Please roll 2d10 damage.
That counts. 2. That's going to be 4 damage for the first roll, and then I don't add the strength for the second one, correct?
Correct. Yeah, you add it to the pool of damage. Yes.
That's going to be 9 damage total onto his arm.
He goes at you with like a tiny sharpened piece of stone. You just lop his hand off, sever out the arm. He goes, fuck! Then he goes to try to like swing on you, but you're easily at the advantageous position. What do you want to do?
I'm going to hold I'm going to have the hilt to where it's like against his neck right here with the blade holding right here, already cutting into his throat. Yeah.
There's a scene in the Battle of the Bastards in season 6 of Game of Thrones where Jon slits someone's neck with a sword. He like really maneuverably picks them up and just slits their neck. He doesn't kill them with a sword. He uses it like it's a knife, and he
that's
slits
crazy.
it a little bit and then like rushes on, and it's crazy brutal. So yeah, you like prepare to do that. It's like Fuck you. Where's Stark?
What is your name?
I do want to have a distinct cultural difference. Tormund.
Tormund. Who else is waiting for me out there?
I'm sent here every day right before the sun sets. If I don't return within the hour, they send the entire army 200 men strong. You know you have about 80 men in your retinue. You think free folk Neanderthals compared that might even out. But you also know Bolton men are nearby, and they're also coming. You don't know of their forces. 300 men coming to see if Lord Arthur Stark is still as pathetic as he was a decade ago.
I'm gonna shove the sword through his head.
Yeah, you doing like Carl Tanner. Yeah, you and you see the guy on the ground goes, fuck! You killed Tormund. Bringing your kill count of just the past 3 days up to 11.
Insane.
And I can change the 6 Cranogmen to 6 wildlings who did the same thing he did to the Stark men. They killed them and dressed up as them.
And he's gonna swing the sword just to get the blood off of it, and it splatters all over the guy.
I'll do it. I'll hold up the head. I'll tell him it's Ardos. I'll do whatever you need. Tormund.
And he's just standing there heavily breathing. I know what you can do. He then walks over and grabs him and drags him out into the snow, and throws him out.
Put him on his knees, execution style. He's like,
he grabs the head and the hand and throws them at him and says, "You will walk to them and tell them that the man you were supposed to meet was attacked, and that now you have completed your goal. Do you understand?"
Yes. And he, with his frostbitten fingers, picks up the head by the hair and picks up the hand. I'll tell them. I'll let them know.
If I learn that you have done anything to slight me, you will get worse than what he got.
Did this gentleman tell you his name?
Nope.
Okay. I don't believe so. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, he goes, oh.
This is actually John Stark. It is 12 pages on your screen right now.
I'll tell them. And he begins trudging off, and you just sit there. And after 30 minutes pass, a little retinue come up. Ardos at the front of it with your squire. I keep on wanting to say Will because the most
Orson,
Waynwood, and Harold, and then Gregor behind them. Ardos rides up and dismounts. He sees the blood. What the fuck happened? Where's the wildling?
They I sent them off to go tell their group that their mission has been completed. I am more than sure that he will not betray me.
Okay.
I also have a body in there currently. He came earlier than we expected.
Okay, good job, lad.
He did say that they are 200 strong.
Gregor, you get to Lord. We don't know anything about Roose Bolton's father or his grandfather, or any Boltons besides Roose. Robar. That was what they were called when they were kings, and the Starks had to defeat them. Robar. Go get Robar Bolton. Have him come down with as many men as he can muster behind. He goes, tell him he's the anvil and we'll be the hammer. And he starts ordering people to set up here, and he comes into the house with you, and he goes,
and sees this awful person, absolutely mutilated,
slicing down someone's face with a Valyrian steel sword, or piercing through. They look awful. You don't know how to start a fire?
I attempted to.
Orson, the boy, and the squire, having useful squire knowledge, comes up and begins to start a small fire in the nurse's hands. He goes, he'll be knighted, and you'll get accommodations, and Harold, your cousin, will get accommodations if you can kill every single one of the last one of these wildlings. My sister, Jocelyn, she has 3 daughters about your all ages. I'll talk to her.
You will get a lady, and you will have heir, and you. I will help save your house if we can kill every last one of these wildlings.
I would have done it without these words, but thank you.
Let's prepare. In King's Landing, you are staying up very late. You cannot get some sleep. You're just sitting, drinking some like tea, reading through the histories. Is there any moment in history you think you would specifically focus on?
Probably Aegon the Unworthy specifically.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
see
focusing
how-
on the prior Aegons, because
You
for
s-
some reason that's what clicks in his brain.
No, yeah. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you see, Aegon in his youth was a very handsome and attractive man, but after he became king, he stayed just as lustful, but he got an awful, he became incredibly obese, incredibly lustful. They say he slept with his own sisters and his own daughters. Sister is traditional, but daughter is not at all in Valyrian. That was an awful sin. Um, he legitimized all of his bastards. You see that Aegor Rivers was a bastard that is known as Bittersteel, so you connect that. You see the Daemon Blackfire was the first rebel, and you see eventually Daeron the Good defeated Daemon Blackfire, with Baelor and Maekar, his two eldest sons, being the hammer and the anvil that defeated him, while Aegor Rivers escaped.
I think he would specifically focus on those legitimized bastards.
Yeah. Yeah, the Great Bastards is what they were called. And yeah, there was Daemon Waters, who became Daemon Blackfire. He was called Daemon Blackfire because Aegon the Unworthy gave Blackfire to Daemon, the Valyrian steel ancestral sword. Named after Daemon Targaryen, a very infamous Targaryen, writer of Caraxes from the Dance of the Dragons. He was born to Dana Targaryen, who was known as Dana the Defiant. She was locked away, so she was apparently very beautiful, but Aegon freed her, and they had Daemon. Aegor Rivers, who was born to Lady Barbara Bracken. The Brackens in the Blackwoods have feuded for generations. There are currently very powerful Blackwoods in power. Melantha Blackwood was William's wife, Edwyle, Lord Stark's mother. She's been around, and then the Queen is currently a Blackwood. He had a child with Lady Bracken named Aegor Rivers, who became Bittersteel, and then he had a child with Lady Blackwood named Mia Rivers. The women were less seen as important. We do not know very what happened of them. They might be in court currently. Gwyneth Rivers, also of Melissa Blackwood, was another one. Not much known. And then Brendan Rivers became Bloodraven. He was Hand of the King to the previous king. Who was king before? Oh, yeah, Maekar, Aeg's dad. He was Hand of the King to several ones. He was said to dabble in sorcery. He has a birthmark of a raven. Aegon sent, when the Great Council came to decide who would be king, when Aegon became king, Blackfire came, and Bloodraven told him you could come and give your pitch, and then he executed him when he came there. So the second Aegon became king, he banished Brendan Rivers to the Wall. Bloodraven is currently a member of the Night's Watch. And then Shira, who was born to a famous lady of Lys, which might be where they got the idea to send your father Arion there. Shira Seastar, she was known as a very beautiful woman. Both Aegor Rivers and both of her half siblings, Aegor Rivers and Brendan Rivers, wanted her badly, Bittersteel and Bloodraven, and she was said to toy with both of them throughout their life. Bloodraven was the only one that stayed loyal to the crown when Daemon Blackfire, Aegor Rivers, and Shira. She was not as involved, but started the first Blackfire Rebellion, and then she went to. The last thing it has known is that she went to own a pleasure house in
Lys.
an area of Essos. Lys would be the most logical place. It's possible you had a great aunt running around there. Those are all the great bastards. None of them ever legitimized in their life, or he did legitimize them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess they just. Well, I guess so. They took on to monikers. I guess Daemon Blackfire is the big deal. Aegor Rivers is Aegor Rivers, whether it's Aegor Rivers or Aegor Targaryen, and then the other ones were daughters, much less important. But yeah, the 6 great bastards. 4 of them were important: Daemon, Aegor, Brendan, and Shiera. Daemon's dead. They have written down that Aegor
keeps failing rebellions. He's failed 3 rebellions at this point, and apparently was trying to find you and failed. Shiera is unknown, and Brendan Rivers is at the wall. And you read up kind of on the wall just to find out it's the Night's Watch.
Yeah.
Rapers are sent there, but also heroes are made there. Yeah.
People, ways for you to
Start over,
Yeah.
whether it's forceful or not. Oh, apparently there are other people that could be considered great black bastards, such as Belnora Othuris and Belerion Othuris and Viserys Plum, who are Targaryen ancestry people that are around during that time. But he had a lot of bastards. Yeah.
Cool.
So you just read up on that and gain that information.
Which he, I think, would begin getting a bit of a head about that information.
I have the 3 mics are going here. Should I mute one of them? Wasn't the computer mic having an issues?
get rid of Mike Ox.
All right. That only just started when we got back from break, though.
Yeah, Ash Mike and Zach Mike, this is Ash Mike, that's Zach Mike.
Cool. If it even was echoing, you fixed it last time. It would have only been for a little bit. So you're just sitting there and you hear a loud thumping outside. It is late, an hour of the bat. I think that's 3 a.m. It's around 3 a.m. And you just hear a thumping from outside one of the exiting ramparts of King's Landing.
I walk up to either the window or I open the door and take a peek outside.
You look and 2 people far away, quiet because you can barely hear them. You can't tell if they're white cloaks or they just have snow coated because it is storming. People are fighting with swords on a nearby rooftop.
Is it a window that I was looking out of? Or
Oh, sure, yeah, a window, but a door nearby.
I attempt to climb out of the window and attempt to get onto a rooftop.
Make an acrobatics check, but it will be easy. You're probably used to traversing in lease. The weather's a little difficult, though. You know what? I won't say it will be easy. This might be doable. Go pull a Theon. Falling snow.
Acrobatics.
Correction words.
That's going to be a 10.
10. You do go to jump, but your feet do slip and you kind of land in a plume of snow. So you kind of have to force yourself up. Pain. You like walk on the streets instead and have to find through that way. Make a perception check.
Natural 1.
Yeah, you're kind of wandering and your ribs really hurt. And you look and they keep fighting. And one of them goes for a wide swing and the other one hits it sideways and like kicks them. And they fall off the side of the building and through destroying, sending snow up through a house and slamming down. And the other figure kind of staggers and stares down. And the door is open to the house and you see just the figure in the ground with snow and blood.
I attempt to stealth my way into the house so the guy above does not see me.
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Oh my god. 10.
10. Hey, you like keep your side down. You keep your head down, but your side hurts, and you sneak in there. You come, and the snow is turning red very quickly. A large piece of wood is emitting from his chest. And he goes, "Help! Help!" He just has to lift his mask off.
I walk over and I help him take his mask off. Who are you?
It is Willem Wild, who you've interacted with maybe once or twice. He is a very unassuming, not that important member of the King's Landing.
Who was it?
Duncan did this.
Duncan? He's gonna yell out.
Duncan did this, he says. You look up and there's a figure who's looking over and they just run and rush off. And by the time you look down, the Kingsguard dies and your hands are coated in blood.
Oh, I was not reading chat. I apologize. Is the reason they are called the Great Bastards is because they are all powerful people? Yes.
Full sail, definitely yes. One became a spy master who uses magic. One became an incredible warrior. One became an incredible power of a whorehouse. Powerful people.
Yeah, and yes, I did switch dice again.
Yeah, he says that Duncan did this, and by the time you look back down, he's dead.
I'm gonna take the money off his body.
For sure, 35 gold pieces. Yeah, and he sits there. Is there anything else you want to do before you
Does he have
exit the
any
area?
smaller weaponry on him? Not his longsword, of course.
Probably a pretty nice dagger you might be able to pawn off. You can add ornate dagger if you want to take that.
Ornate dagger. And then I'm just gonna leave him. You said 35 gold.
Yes.
Boom. And then I'm just gonna walk back to the castle. I'm gonna see if I can catch Duncan on the way there.
Make a. No, yeah, you just run there. You're trying to go the same way that person did?
Yeah, or who he said was not.
You have to rush up back really fast, and unfortunately, by the time you get back in, that door's just wide open, and you kind of close it of snow. You kind of move deeper inside the castle. You just find tracks of snow, but it's hard to follow them. They quickly melt from how hot it is. And as you're sitting there, you see you exiting a room is Duncan the Tall, Sir Duncan the Tall, and Aegon at this late hour just calmly talking. They don't see you, and they just seem very relaxed. He doesn't seem to have much snow on his armor, but it is burning very hot in here, and the snow is already melted off of you, and they're just talking.
I'm gonna close the door behind me. Not trying to make it quiet. I'm just closing it. And I'm gonna go. Duncan, can I ask you a question?
Yes, Your Grace. And he goes, Dunk, and then Aegon walks off.
Aegon, it's okay if you. It's for both of you.
Is everything okay? Bulwark?
Yes.
And
This is gonna be a strange question. Have you killed anyone tonight?
And he looks to Egg and waits for Egg to signal and goes, no, not tonight. I've been with His Grace, keeping him safe.
I just watched Sir Wilde die. Was that his name?
Willem Wilde, yeah.
I just watched Sir Wilde die in a broken down house, and he said that you killed him. I assumed that was not true.
Take me to him. Egg, wait here. Egg, and he rushes off with Egg to find another Kingsguard to keep him safe, and the two leave, and you're just standing there.
I can show you where.
It either brings Egg out into the cold or leaves Egg alone.
Yeah.
And Kingsguard are dropping like flies. Yeah, they rush off. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm gonna take a look around the room. I'm just gonna make a perception check, see if I see anything that takes my eye. That's gonna be, yeah, I need to just keep using this one. Actually, I've been getting good rolls when I use the Corliss die for Corliss, but when I use it for take,
I got it, Amber.
Perception, it's gonna be +1, 15.
You look, and they had a meal set out. It looks like they were playing Savas, a little game. It looks like it was half done. The meal's half eaten.
Okay, nothing else.
Yeah.
Cool.
You
I
look
just wait in
around.
the room until someone comes back.
In the Iron Islands, we see men putting on ice climbers like snowshoes and putting on heavy coats, and different groups of 10 walk out. We see in the north the men banding their weapons and starting fires and waiting. Far away, a large group of men ride forth on unkempt horses and long beards, wildlings, as Gregor Forster rides hard. And we come back to King's Landing, where Taegon is presenting a very dead Willem Wilde to Duncan and a handful of the 5 remaining Kingsguard.
I saw 2 men fighting on a rooftop from my room. I tried to jump out and follow them. I fell and I didn't see them for a while. And then when I got here, I saw Sir Wilde fall from the roof.
Do you mention that he said Sir Duncan did it?
I said that in the room.
To Duncan Egg.
Yeah.
Did
I do not say it here.
And Duncan just kind of looks at the guards looking at each other. The Egg would probably just be very protected by gold cloaks at this moment, so we can bring all the Kingsguard. He looks at the 4 other Kingsguard and goes, then we need to find who did this. That is the end of this session of The Ashes of Winter. Thank you so much to that loyal chatter for asking questions and learning, and that's very cool.
Yeah. We do have a Discord server we can invite you to if you would like. It's just to help keep track of the stream. And
We
we also
post
talk
in there
a
when we
lot.
stream next. Yes.
And memes and dumb things and silly.
And I make some memes. We have a regular D&D campaign, but we will be playing this campaign. If you are not interested in D&D, can you send it to them directly via Twitch?
I'm gonna just put it in chat.
Cool. You can click that, but also it gets posted to the
YouTube.
The YouTube. It's in the description. These get posted immediately. Not immediately. That's the upload first, but right when we get finished streaming, we put it on YouTube. But yeah, next time you will play a Riverlander defending from a Iron Islander onslaught in addition to Tagon and Corlys Corbray.
Heck yeah.
Different sections of King's Landing, of Westeros. Where am I going? Nothing Dornish. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, if there's nothing else, that is it. Very productive session. Thank you so much for playing, Ashton. Thank you so much for watching. Have a very good evening.
Have a good one, y'all.
Stop streaming.